Happy Friday. Welcome back to the Dennis Herrera Show. Man, I am hella tired today. You guys have no idea. But anyway, I want to say good morning. Happy Friday to all you folks out there. Thank you so much for being here in the Dennis Herrera Show. My name is Dennis Herrera, and I am here to entertain you, but not just entertain you. I am here to give you my perspective on some of the things that are messing up our society. Fraud is one of the biggest and newest nuances that we have to deal with, besides everything else that we have to deal with. All these lying ass politicians, all these libtards that they just come out of every little part of the world. It's like roaches. You just can't get rid of them. I don't know. It's very hard. But no, maybe you can. We just need a professional to come in and take care of this roach problem that we have. With that being said, I'm going to say this. I love everybody. I want all Americans to be successful. I want everybody in the world to be free and enjoy life. But there's only one way that this can happen, and that is by people accepting that we are imperfect, by accepting that we have to make a change, by accepting that we cannot just blame others for our problems. And that is, my friends, the key to success. Stop blaming others for your failures and start being accountable for the decisions that you have made in your life. I know I come to terms with a lot of dumb-ass decisions that I have made in my life, especially in my youth. And I hope that one day, my kids don't make those same stupid mistakes. They make new ones so that they can learn. Anyways, Robert, you were the first one here today. Good morning, big bro. Good to see you on here. Maria, Maria was in there? I know Maria. Maria, she's from California. I don't see anything. I think she probably just stopped by to say hello. Fox Mulder, you better behave today. I do not want to see my mods kick you out of this great show. Be good. Let's see, Pamela Hernandez, how are you? Good morning, sis. Sister. Good morning, sister. And I do one Kenobi. I do one Kenobi. Good morning. I'm waiting for my coffee to finish. I'm waiting for my coffee to finish. That's why I haven't said salute to you guys. When I come in here and I do this, it's not fake. There really is coffee. You know what I'm saying? A lot of news anchors out there, on their news channels and all these stuff. They got these cups in there, but there's nothing in it. There's just nothing in it. You know what I'm saying? And the reason for that is because those mugs, those coffee mugs, they don't keep the coffee hot or whatever the hell they're drinking. Sometimes hot tea. Hot tea is not good unless it's hot. You know what I'm saying? Weird, but it's true. Let me see. What is it? Somebody got a question already. Hold on. All right. Somebody got a question. Mike says, how is it that the evidence that Trump presented last night actually shows Russia trying to help him out? Interesting. Elaborate on that, because that's not what I got from that message. Though I will say this, CNN was pushing, as always, of course. CNN was pushing. See, CNN, what they do is they give you information to guide you to a conclusion. Now, what I do is I lead you towards the truth, but you will make your own decision. And I always say, do your own research. Don't just take my word for it. But CNN was out there, and I was watching it. Now, you guys were watching the streaming here on my show, or Fox, or News, or whoever else was showing it, right? But I'm watching the streaming that I'm giving you from the White House, and then also watching the CNN streaming, because CNN doesn't really like to stream President Trump's press conferences. Now, I believe that Trump said that he was going to make a major announcement, and that's why everybody was listening. Listen, he that's what he does. He attracts crowds. You got to give him credit where credit's due. I do know he talks too much, but so do I. That's what we do. We're Geminis. We talk a lot, okay? Now, with that being said, CNN, Kip, as President Trump was saying some stuff, I'm over here and I'm putting some information on the chat, but I'm only relaying what he says. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be putting notes in here of what he says. And CNN was like, putting an analysis, an immediate analysis of everything he was saying. And I just couldn't help but to laugh. And I'm just like, bro, these people just never learn. Just give the news as it is. Don't tell people to think something else. You know what I'm saying? Let them listen to the whole speech, to the whole message, and then we can talk about it. And then you can make an analysis. And everything they were saying, Trump is saying this with China and Russia and this and that. And I'm just like, for Pete's sakes, these people, if we have to go and talk about what China's doing, listen, where do I start with this? See what you did, Mike? You got me started on a bunch of stuff that I have in my mind. Listen, so first we started with Obama and, this shift and all this stuff. People on the left talking about this Russia collusion. Oh, yeah, Russia is on President Trump's side, blah, blah, blah. Hey, well, this is what President Trump maintains those relationships with all of those leaders in the world. But, they kept making all this false narrative against President Trump, and they kept talking about Russia, right? The Russia collusion that never happened. They say they have thousands of, just the closet, the whole office, not the office, the whole House of Representatives, the whole House was full of evidence, of things that really prove that President Trump is guilty as charged. Well, nothing happened. Nothing came out. Everything they say was fake. Everything they say was a lie. It was bullshit. Now, I can say that because that's in the past. We saw it happen. You see what I'm saying? Now, people come into my channel, the first thing they say, oh, this guy's lying. Well, you don't even know me. Get to know me first before you start making some fucking stupid-ass comments. If you don't follow me, shut the fuck up. If you follow me, then you will know where I stand. You will know what I talk about. You will know what I address. The conversation hasn't changed. You know why it hasn't changed? Because nothing has changed. The government is still corrupted. The left are still putting lies out there. The CNN, legacy media, ABC, NBC, MSN, all these legacy media, they're still doing the same shit. Lying and lying to the people. So I can't take that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I got to continue to talk about it because people on the left continue to lie to the people. Now you can say, you can say I'm lying about you lying. But that's fine. But the facts are they promised us that they had all this evidence to put him in jail for life. And they didn't do that. Out of one little claim, they made out 34 felonies. None of them stuck. They brought a porn star who has been used and abused from everybody from the ghetto side to the richest to back to the ghetto. There is a homeless encampment on this woman's, I thought I can say it, but you know what I'm talking about. The thing. And then she's going to come in and say, oh my God, this guy, he did. No, he didn't. You took the hush money because it wasn't true. And then you had somebody say, oh yeah, he raped me, that's the 13. And then turns out the crackhead was lying. Everything that they have said about Trump has been a lie. And everything that they have accused Trump of doing, they've been doing. How's that for a summary? We talk about fraud. We talk about scams. You guys come into my podcast and say lies after lies after lies. It doesn't matter what proof, what I'm showing you. You still call me a liar. I'm pointing out at the sky that is blue. You look at it and say, that's not blue. It is unbelievable. Where do we start? How do we stop being divided if you continue to fucking lie to yourself and to everybody? Just because you believe a lie doesn't mean that everybody else is going to believe a lie. Man, good morning. Welcome back to the Dennis Herrera Show. It is a happy Friday. Bro, that is nothing. That is just the beginning. That's not even the tip of the iceberg. There's so much information that we have shared, relayed, and that we still have to continue to share and relay. I'm not even going to go into giving you all the defensive tactics and all the proofs and the facts because it's not going to make a difference to you. It's not going to make a difference to you. I am convinced that there is impossible. It is impossible to talk with libtards. I'm so sorry that's just the way it is. You know, let me see if I can find this clip. I hope I still have it. There was another influencer that was actually pointing this out. Yeah, here we go. It's from Vince Dow. You may have heard of him. He's actually pretty good. I like this guy. I don't get to listen to other podcasters and all this stuff, but there is some clips that are actually very good from them. So I'm going to share with you something that he is actually sharing. And I want you to look at what we see. And for some reason, these are the people that the libtards support. All right, let me grab my coffee here. Let me grab my coffee. Ooh. I'm sorry, I get a little carried away. Hold on. Grab your cup of Joe, guys. Grab your cup of Joe. We're going to have a good morning. Salud, my friends. Stay thirsty. Coffee is life. If you don't drink coffee, it's okay. Go get your hot tea. Go get your beverage. Go get whatever does it for you in the morning. Anyways, let me go ahead and go down the line here in some comments. I'm giving you guys some freebies for some of you guys who are not on our side or members. Everybody here, it looks like, should be subscribers. So if you don't agree with my point of view, by all means, unsubscribe and get the fuck out. I want people who actually want to hear the truth and actually have some common sense. I really do. That's the kind of people that I want to hang out with. You understand? Okay. All right, here we go. Let's go. Let's see what else we got in here. God bless you on your channel. Always. Yeah, thank you, Pamela. God bless you and your family. God bless you, sister. I appreciate it. Let's see. Fox Mulder asked a question here. I lost it. Let's see. Oh, man. You guys want to get started so fast. This is not, listen, I'm in charge of the Dennis Herrera Show. Stop trying to change my show. There is an agenda that I have to cover. And then you can ask questions. You know, at least put a damn super chat if you want to be asking questions this early in the morning. So with that being said, I'm just going to ignore everybody that is not a member or supportive of this channel. I have an answer for that, but yeah, enough freebies for this morning. You guys better pay the piper. Just keeping it real. Good morning. Thank you for stopping by, joining us. James, good morning. World 23448. Man, you got to get a different name so I can say it shorter. Thank you for the compliment. Appreciate it. Fox says he's going to try to be good. I appreciate it. Scott Barron in the house, eh? How do you say good morning in Canada? Good morning, eh? Man, I think Scott just wants. Scott just comes in here so I can make fun of the Canadian accents that I never hear them say. I don't hear Canadians talk like that. I don't know. I know there's some that do, but it's just weird. I think that the only time that I have heard a Canadian talk like that, it was one of those red coats police or whatever the hell they call those guys. And the guy was talking like that. I was like, holy shit. I thought that was just a fake thing, a myth, or something that people just make. No, they talk like that. And it's crazy. It just doesn't fit for me, but I think it's hella funny. Scott Byrne, much love for you, man. Thanks for being in here with us. Absolutely. Carlos actually says there's fraud in our elections. Yeah, there sure is. I don't know how many times we have to explain to people how this is being done here and how is it possible. People don't want to understand. They don't want to hear. Burning 47, good to see you on here. Thank you for joining us. Joe Taylor, Jolly Taylor. Good morning. Shiri Shields. Gene Carroll was paid by Democrats to lie. Listen, a lot of protesters are out there getting paid to go protest. I can say that maybe some podcasters get paid, but yeah, I don't get paid by AIPAC or Israel or Trump or anybody on the right side. This is all me, independent. I'm all independent. Thanks for the Eagle gift. Appreciate it. Let's see. Be nice to the chat. I don't want to see you guys over here getting into arguments. My man. Good morning, Mike. How are you, brother? Hope you're having a great day. If you are at work, on your way to work, I hope that you have a great one, brother. I appreciate being here. I appreciate you being here. All right, I'm catching up to the last comments. And the last one is, let's see, Ronnie Johnson. Good morning, Mexican. The biggest Mexican I ever did see. Oh, man. True story. Very brief. The youth pastor at a church that used to be called All Nations Christian Faith Center. All Nations Christian Faith Center. I might be mixing the name of the church because now I think it's called Christian Faith Center, and is run by Pastor. Oh my gosh, it's been that long. It's been that long since I've gone to this church, and I have not been listening to TBN, so I don't know these names of these pastors anymore. Don't worry, it's in the back. I can see his face. He's a redhead, tall, very tall. Casey Treat. He is I think he's still the pastor there, and he has a church in Mill Creek and another church in Federal Way, I think it is. And Federal Way or Kent, somewhere in there. And I love this guy. He talks about prosperity a lot, but I love this guy. He's real. He has big houses, big mansions, but it's still he's humble. I don't know how to explain it. It's I can appreciate people. Even if they're pastors, bishops, or whatever. I can appreciate when they at least pretend to be humble. This guy actually truly is humble. And I I can say I love the guy. I love the guy and his wife, Wendy Treat. They're great pastors. I don't go to his church. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I should, to support them and stuff. But I don't know. That's a conviction that I personally have to deal with. I judge, just like people come in and judge me. I judge churches as well. So, maybe I'm sinning because of that. We'll see. There is actually a church that I'm interested in going, but I want to go to a church where, where they worship God, they accept everybody, obviously, but they also maintain the good news, the gospel of Jesus Christ, as it was intended to be preached. I want to be in a church where they remind people to repent of sins and accept Jesus Christ as the Lord and Savior, and all this stuff, right? I want to have all of that stuff, but I also want to be in a church where they are supporting. How would I say this? Because I have a big issue with Muslims being a political movement. But I think that Christians, we shouldn't be political, but it's easier for us to support our government because this country was based, it was founded on Judeo-Christian values, right? I always say Judaism Christians, but Judeo-Christian values, and it's biblical. You know what I'm saying? The Constitution even mentions the Holy Trinity, and we heard about this already. And so it should be easy for Christians to be involved with things that are happening. For example, every single Christian that we have, that is a real Christian, by the way, should not be voting for Democrats. Democrats support the LGBTQ 100%. They support mutilating our children. They support taking away the innocence of our children. And Jesus Christ was very clear. Let these children come to me. Do not be an obstacle to them coming to me. And by allowing them with this ideology of LGBTQ, you are obstructing those children from coming to God. Anyway, so I want to find a church that supports those values and that is American citizens. You still got to be a law-abiding. You still got to vote. Unless you don't vote in the church, then I don't have to tell you anything. But if you vote, do you see why I don't go to church? Okay, well, there you go. Maybe I'll find a church that actually believes and practice what the Bible teaches us. Okay, it's that simple. It's really not hard. Now I want to start off. Brian, what's up? Oh man, I know that there is a delay, but I just told you what's wrong with the LGBTQ. Okay, homosexuality. It's an abomination. Sexual perversion is an abomination to God, just so you know. Now, we love the people, not the sin. Don't forget that. You can love me and not like or love the things that I do. You know what I'm saying? It's very simple. So if you are really going to be a real Christian, Bible Christian, you will always say the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it makes people. It's not teaching hate. I'm not telling you, go over there and beat the shit out of LGBTQ people. No, we're not saying that at all. We're not saying that at all. What I'm saying is keep that shit in the closet. That's all I'm saying. Keep it in the closet. Everybody has equal rights. Nobody has more rights than others. If you put yourself in a situation where you feel you have no rights, that is your own doing. I just don't understand. People say, transgenders, right? They want to have the right to mutilate children. No, that's not a fucking right that you get to have. No, you don't get that right. Nobody has the right. Nobody has the right to abuse children. That's child abuse. That's not a right. That's a big difference. That is a big difference. Hartman says, nope, we were founded on an ideal. Go back and learn some history. Go learn what the Constitution was made about. Let's see. Who else do we have in here? Let's see. Here we go. Reread the founding documents. I don't think they do. Let's see. Ned, pay attention, will you? Keep up. Keep up. I'm sorry. Ned, what did you want me to talk about? What did you want me to talk about? I'll give you the floor. I'll give you a minute to respond. I know there's like a few seconds delay on the chat. I got it. I got you. While you think about it, let me go get the link so that I can actually respond to comments on here. You guys know how I love to insult people. To respond. I know there's like... There we go. Okay, I got you. I got it. You're going to get cussed out. This is what we do here in the Dennis Herrera. It is an uncensored channel. Uncensored. 18 years and older, okay? Only adults. That's what I want in this channel, adults. If you're a teenager, man, I know you guys hear worse things in the school, but nonetheless, this is a podcast. As a matter of fact, I think that the notes, let me read the notes in here. We got 40 people watching. Let me see, analytics says we have 1,079. Okay. So we got 1,000 people listening. Let's see. This podcast is intended for adults. Anyone under the age of 18 should have parental permission. We must continue to tell the truth to the American people because too many enemies and abusers of this great USA are taking advantage of it and are putting our children's future in jeopardy. That is my disclaimer, and I hope that you understand why I have that in there. Okay? All right. With that being said, let me go ahead and open up the panel for the chats. All right, let's see what Ned said. Ned didn't reply yet? What's going on? Ned, you did you block Ned? Okay, if you blocked Ned, I can understand. If anybody blocked Ned, come on. Don't block people, guys. Not right now. Let me try to talk to some people. Okay, right now, when I'm addressing the chat, don't block people. If I'm addressing the chat, that means that I'm reading what they're saying. And if I find that offensive when I'm giving them my time, because I feel my time is valuable. So if I give people my time and they want to just be libtards and start insulting, boop, I'll get rid of them, okay? Or I'll let you guys know who is okay to be kicked. All right, let's see. Harmon says, you love to insult us. Very interesting, Harmon. Very interesting. But when we ask legit questions, you put us in timeout. Okay, that's not me. But here, very interesting that you say, I love to insult you. I want you to recognize this. You say, I love to insult you. If I say a libtard, if I say retarded, why are you responding? Huh? Just saying. You know, do you know why my mother used to discipline me? You know why my mother used to tell me to behave and used to do all this? And sometimes you hear people telling you that you are nobody. You know, most people just cower down and be like, oh my God, I'm nobody. Or you prove them wrong. See, you have to choose everything. If somebody tells me, if you don't fight me, you're a pussy. Okay, I'm a pussy. And I walk away. I get to choose my battles. I get to choose what insult triggers me or pisses me off or will make me block you. But we always have the choice. So if you are being offended, as my mother used to say, if the shoe fits, wear it. Let's see, because Dr. Wallstar here says, because you're an idiot and your mom is ashamed of you. Well, I don't know. That's not the last words that I heard on their dying bed. My mom spoke very well about me. She always told me I was her favorite. And she loved me very much. So your useless words mean nothing to me. Thanks to my mother that she was a saint. She was a saint when she was on this earth with us. Now, I missed it this morning, but Secretary Mullen actually gave a live speech today from DHS on election security. So we will get to that here in a little bit. But I want to remind you to be aware of fraud, okay? Fraud is not just elections. Fraud is not just daycares or leering centers. It's not just hospices. Fraud comes in many, many ways. Many ways. One of them, here, I'll let the report speak for itself. This is from Inside Edition. Now, I want you to know, this video is actually from a year ago, but I want you to just listen a piece of it.
It's estimated nearly 90% of U.S. homes use air conditioning, and with the current heat wave, there's a good chance yours is on full blast. There is nothing worse than when your AC breaks down in the summer, but can you trust the repairman you hire? Lisa Guerrero has our hidden camera investigation.
In this intense summer heat,
from the west all the way into the southeast,
most of us have our air conditioners on full blast.
But if you have a problem with your air conditioner in this record heat, can you always trust the repair technician that comes knocking at your door?
How are you? Come on in.
To find out, we rented this home in New Jersey. Then we had Michael Irapino with Edison Heating and Cooling and Michael Bluin with Petrie Heating and Cooling examine the home's AC unit inside and out. Together, they have over 70 years of experience in the heating and cooling business.
So far, the unit's great. It's fairly new. Everything checks out.
Everything's operating normally. Unit's cooling, it's condensing. I'd say there's no issues with this unit whatsoever.
Next, we had them create a simple problem where none previously existed.
So all I did was I just disconnected the low voltage circuit. So when the thermostat calls for air conditioning now, the outside unit won't come on.
To fix it, they say all you have to do is simply reattach these contact wires and the unit will power right back on.
A technician should recognize this within 5 minutes. Very simple fix.
Even a novice HVAC technician could figure that out within 5 minutes.
Then we rigged the home with hidden cameras and booked appointments with 4 AC companies in the area.
This one is downstairs.
From this control room in the garage, we could monitor the repairmen's every move. One by one they came, they saw, they fixed. And guess what? Yep, we are pleased to report that 3 of the techs zeroed in on our disconnected wires and made the simple fix.
System's back running. There was a loose wire in the condenser. So that's why it wasn't coming out cold.
A loose wire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This tech only charged us $150. We wanted to congratulate him on a job well done.
I'm Lisa Guerrero with Inside Edition. We just wanted to say thank you for doing a thorough job, a thorough inspection, and you passed our air conditioning tech test.
Thank you very much.
But unfortunately, there was one in the bunch who spoiled a perfect record. This technician from a company called Gold Medal Service examined the unit, and when he returned, he had some bad news.
It's not cooling efficiently, and you're losing it. Okay, so there's a leak in the system.
Okay, so there's a leak in the refrigerant.
Yes, it's a microscopic leak.
He's trying to tell me there's a microscopic leak somewhere. Is that true?
No, it's not. It's not true.
His price to fix that non-existent leak?
We're looking at about $1,736.
$1,736? That's really expensive.
Time to reveal who I really am.
So Thor, I'm not really the homeowner. I'm Lisa Guerrero with Inside Edition, and we know that that air conditioning unit does not need all the repairs that you just told me it needed. All you needed to do was to connect 2 wires that weren't connected. Were you trying to upsell me?
He packed up his gear and drove off. He took off in such a hurry, he left this tool bag behind.
I'm happy to see.
I don't know if you guys watched that before, but I think that he lost money on that deal. Let me tell you a story. When I used to fix televisions, some people don't, most people probably don't know, okay? But I used to fix televisions. Now this is a true story, and I wasn't. And this wasn't too long ago. This was like just a couple of decades ago. But I mean, that's a long time, actually. That's a long time. Couple of decades ago. You know, when you get to my age, it sounds cool. You can count by decades now instead of just months or weeks, or just years. You can count by decades. That's how you tell stories nowadays. I've earned that right. So shut the hell up. So I used to fix televisions. You guys remember when the LCDs and the plasmas, they first came out and all this stuff, right? I mean, I was in my, how old was I? I was like 17. No. Yeah. Like maybe 15. I started working on televisions, the old CRT televisions, etc. But anyway, when I was doing my own business, though, I was, in my late 20s. No, early, late 20s. Yeah, late 20s. Okay, yeah, late 20s. And I I was very good. I mean, I probably still am. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I was pretty good, and I had this idea of I am just gonna do my TV business a mobile business. So I had this old pickup truck that I used, and I charge what we call a house call fee. So only people that want technicians to come over to their house will obviously, pay this fee. So depending on the distance, if I had to go 30, 40, maybe up to 50 miles, depends on where it was, the fee changed. Okay. Now, I joined a group of very well vetted old timers, technicians that have been around for decades. And they all, just like a lot of my big bros in here, that they become members of my channel, they trusted me. And so, they gave me a lot of tips, they gave me a lot of information. They sort of like, in a way, they sort of mentor me, And one of the things that they loved about me, and this is so hard to say, well, that's not really hard. It's easy for me to say it because it's true. But it's hard in a way of that I'm speaking about my character. They loved me so much because I was always very honest and truthful with them. That's why they supported me. And they gave me tips that they just wouldn't give to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were really, really cool. So I joined this conference. We flew to Indianapolis, and we had this conference at this hotel, and we had we had Samsung, we had Panasonic, GE, we had all this. Vizio was there, and all these companies were there. Their CEOs or their heads, who will give warranty work to the technicians that know what they're doing. Now, I'll tell you this. This is a sad story, to be honest, but it is what it is, and God knows why it didn't happen. But okay, I tell you this because that what you saw right there, right? This video is from a year ago, right? I get it. It's from a year ago, but the fact is that there is a lot of people out there committing fraud. Fraud is not something new. Everybody knows there's a lot of fraud happening, and for some reason that people have been so concerned with politics, they tend to overlook these other things that are affecting our communities, that are affecting our economy, that are affecting our way of life. So, well, long story short, they offered me warranty work, and they said the only requirement that we have for you is that you have a front store. For that, I needed $30,000, which I didn't have. The reason for that is because I never abused or cheated my customers. I always charge honestly. So I'll give you an example. There was a man, lives in Snohomish, big house. The guy has no problem. I'll tell you this right now. The guy had no problem dropping $500. I guarantee you, if I would have said $500, the man will freaking pay it. He had a big-ass plasma television. But plasma televisions they cost thousands and thousands of dollars back then. So he would definitely pay $500-something. It doesn't matter what it was. $500. Easy money in my pocket. I will go over there, and I'll charge him $120 for my trip. I go over there, take the TV apart, boom, 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 take it apart. I start testing connectivity, electricity. TV wouldn't come on. I go straight to the fuse. Check the fuse. Sure enough, there's a short. Replace the fuse. Follow that short, and why did that short happen? Now, I already know the problem. And then I found that there was a couple of capacitors that were bulging up, meaning that they were faulty. All right. So I tell the customer, I said, if you decide to approve my charge, I will fix it for you right now. I don't have to take it home. I will just do it right here, right now. And the guy says, sure. I said, I'm going to tell you exactly what the problem is. And the guy said, okay, sure. I said, I want you to come over here. I love showing off. I love showing off. And I said, I want you to come over here. You see this right here? This is a fuse on the television. Now, the fuse went out because something is causing it to go out. It could be just a power surge in the house. You know, that can happen. But I found that there was these 2 capacitors right here in the power supply that are bulging up, and it's causing the fuse to pop. I said, these capacitors, I paid $2 for each one of them. I'm going to charge you $10 for each one of them. That means that I'm going to charge you $20 for the 2 capacitors. You understand? And then the fuse is about $1.35. I'm going to charge you also $10 for my fuse. I'm being very honest up front. I'm giving them a cheap price, and I'm going to tell you why I give them a cheap price. $30. I said, I charge you $120 for my trip to come here to your house, which you agree, whether you approve it or not, you're going to pay me $120. That comes to $150. I'm going to charge you $65 for my labor. That's what I used to charge, when it was cheap. I said, so I'm going to charge you this. And the guy said, do it. I said, that is a very good choice. Let me tell you why it's a very good choice. Number one, your TV is going to be fixed right here, right now. But most importantly, this is how it works. You ready for this? The TV is worth thousands of dollars. I'm telling you, they will pay $500 easy. The power supply for this television will run him about $300 for the power supply. Power supply. $120 for the trip to come out there and give him an estimate. Okay? What technicians that are dirty did was they will say, okay, you have a bad power supply. I have to take the television with me because I can't do it here. That's a lie. And then they will go and take and give the customer the power supply number, and that you can verify this, they say. And then the customer will go and see that the power supply was actually $450. So when they see $300 charge, they're like, oh shit, I'm getting a good deal. You know what I'm saying? So the guy is almost paying $600 by the time that this television gets fixed. That's why I couldn't afford a front store. I couldn't just make the big money. It just never felt, I don't know, man. I'm a bad business guy. I don't believe in ripping people off. I always believe on giving people a fair price, a good deal, and that's what I did best. So I didn't get the warranty work because I didn't have a front store, and I didn't make money because I was honest. Now that's just, I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is, And so, I dealt with this kind of businesses before, and it's just like, bro, don't do that. Don't bullshit the people. The people need to know the truth, right? And it's just, that's just how I am in my life. Whether it's in my family, whether it's business, whether it's friendships, it doesn't matter what I'm dealing with in life. I am also always very honest about everything. And you can like it or not like it. I'm always very honest. My last marriage didn't work out. Very sad. Let's see. What do you look at these libtards? I'm not even talking about Trump. I'm not saying anything about politics. And these guys just fucking troll like there is no tomorrow. Somebody put it on the chat. Go ahead. I'll give you a chance. And I'm an open book. I want you to go ahead and put your opinion. What do you think was the reason why my last marriage failed? Just hey, listen. I'm not going to be offended. You can say whatever you want. Put it on the chat and tell me, what do you think was the cause for my previous marriage to fail. This is your chance to take a jab. I'll let you guys think about it for a second. Don't live under the rock. Pay attention to what's going on around us. It is very important that you pay attention to what's going on around us. Fraud is real, and I don't think it's going to go away. Jonathan says money. Maybe. Maybe that has something to do with it, but it's crazy. But Russell says she had more than a blown fuse. The answer, Charlie, shut up. Charlie, I think Charlie's been in my show before. I think Charlie's been on my show before. Yeah, that's 100%, my friend. I was too nice. Why would you say that, Charlie? Why would you say that? I say money because, maybe I don't know, maybe I could have done more things for her. Hey, Don Trump, how are you? Good morning. Thank you for the thumbs up. Charlie, what makes you think that I was too nice? Why would you choose that answer? I'm surprised that you said that because I'm over here cussing people out for being retards. Maybe that taught me. Maybe that taught me a lesson in life. Why would you say that I was too nice, Charlie? Because you hit the nail on the head. What's crazy is that the guy that she ended up with, okay? Aw, thank you, Charlie. I appreciate it. So the guy that she ended up with, right, reached out to me. And he says, hey, sorry that this happened. It's like, hey, don't worry about it, man. I don't own anybody. She can do whatever the hell she wants. She says, well, I appreciate that, but I still feel bad because I'm the guy, right? And I said, yeah, don't worry about it, man. It is what it is. And he said, but I felt obligated to tell you that a dog bit your son on the leg. And she didn't want me to tell you because, she's afraid you're going to take the kids away from her. I said, okay, well, thank you for letting me know. Talked to my son, and he said, oh, no, I'm okay, Dad. It's bad, but I'm okay, and all this stuff. And about a year later, she calls me up. I'm living in California by this time. I'm going to tell you, I love California, bro. If it wasn't for the government, the Democrats always raising taxes and all these things, especially with Obama's little depression that he caused in the middle of, in the mid, 2009, 2008, somewhere in there. I probably would still be living in California, but these retards that run the government in California, they just, I don't know, man. They push people to the limit. This is literally the truth in California. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And they bring all these illegal immigrants and protect them. I mean, it's not just California, but they're the main area. Texas is the second one, but Texas is at least trying to enforce immigration laws. But anyway, so she called me about a year later. And I said, hey, how are you? And she says, oh, I'm doing good. I say, how the kids? Oh, the kids are good. Okay, fantastic. So what's up? I'm surprised. Why are you calling me? She said, well, you've always been a great father. I kid you not. And if you met her in life, she will tell you herself. She says, you've always been a great father, always been a great husband. But most importantly, she says, always been my good friend. And maybe that was the problem. I was the good friend. You know what I mean? But she says, I don't think I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay with this guy, with the random guy. And I said, what the hell? But you said that he was good to our kids. I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. You say he was good with the kids. I said, what happened? Did he do something to you? He's like, no, he's a good guy. I said, so why you want to leave? She says, well, he's too nice. Charlie, It is what it is, brother. It is what, unless Charlie is for a girl. I don't know. And I said to her, I said, are you out of your Vulcan mind? Because you know how I like live long and prosper. Live long and prosper. I said, what is wrong with you? He's a good guy. Okay, so you replace me with him, but that's okay. He's a good guy. He's good to the kids. He takes care of them. He's a good husband to you. I mean, So what's the problem? And it's just like, bruh, come on, man. You may have heard this story. After many girlfriends after her, because many adventures happened. I'll tell you that right now. Ooh, many adventures. I was a bad, bad boy. I'm going to tell you that right now. I know this sounds horrible, but I lost count of how many women in California. I'll tell you that right now. California, that's a sin city if I say so myself. That is crazy. By the grace of God, I don't have any diseases, no STDs. I'm thankful for that. But what's crazy is, hey, Red, how are you? Well, maybe we should just put a pause right there. We'll change conversation. Right, we'll change the conversation right there. Oh my goodness. But you know what? I have changed my ways. Now, people that don't know me, they don't know. Listen, I had some Mexican friends. Just so you know, if you know me in person, you'll see the way I walk. Okay, first of all, I do walk straight. I don't hover. I always walk straight. That this is a trait that we have in my family. We just, we stand up straight and tall, always, face up. But I walk slow, kind of slow, you know what I mean? And so I had my Mexican friends, always thinking. Now, number one, here's a disclosure, just so you know. I've been doing boxing and martial arts since I was 10 years old, okay? So just a disclaimer. And so my Mexican friends, they always act like, hey, Holmes, they're always trying to act gangster and tough and all this shit. And they're the gallo negro, the black rooster boxing, from the movie, Blood In, Blood Out, back in the early 80s. And they challenged me to box, and I said, bro, I don't want to box you. I don't like boxing, because when I get hit in the face, I'm enraged. I don't know what it is. I get hit in the face, and all of a sudden, I'm a fucking different person. I become so violent. I don't know what it is. I get hit on the face, and I'm gonna tell you, you just fucked up. That's just the way it is. True story. And so they want to box me, and I'm like, hey, bro, you don't want that. I said, you don't want that. But I'll knock them out. I'll tell you that right now. Listen, I'm not a huge guy. I'm 6'1", right? 6'2" with my shoes on. I am 6'1". I weigh 275 pounds. Just so you know. But I don't consider myself like a big guy. I think I'm fat, but some of you that see me in person say that I'm not. But I know that I think I'm fat because I do have fat, okay? But anywho, people underestimate, other people. They don't know if I have any, fighting skills or, they like to call me coward on the chat and do all these things, and they want to threaten me here and there, and I walk around with my box cutter, you know what I'm saying? Just my box cutter and my 9mm friend, this is a open carry state. I love my Second Amendment, and it is what it is. But some people don't know me, and they like to just insult or instigate things. I told you the story about Walmart when I lost my brother-in-law to fentanyl. This is one of the reasons why I'm against this stupid people supporting illegal immigration. They just don't understand why. They just don't understand why. You know, that's true, Red. That is true. That is true. I know, but if you see me, you'll see what I mean. You know, I don't know. Maybe because I'm taller, I don't look as round. But I don't know. There's a lot of muscle underneath all this fat. I'll tell you that right now. Anyway, with that being said, listen. I lost my brother-in-law to fentanyl. Okay. I have seen illegal immigrants use and abuse the system to where I, being legal, could not do that. Otherwise, I would lose my green card. And I am not courageous like these illegal immigrants. These illegal immigrants will get deported. Next week, they are back. That's just the way it is. They are back. But I can tell you, tons and tons of drugs come through our actual checkpoints unnoticed. Some of them get caught. Some of them get caught. You know, and I've seen these documentaries, you know, about Border Patrol. And you see the hundreds of kilos, 500, 600 kilos of cocaine, methamphetamine. You know what I'm saying? And so you see all these drugs coming in through the checking port. Imagine all the shit that comes in here illegally from everywhere else. So we got to protect the border. I'm a big supporter of the border. If you haven't lost somebody to drugs, well, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why you don't understand why I speak the way that I speak. But I'm going to tell you, man. I see women being caught smuggling children. Like literally kidnapping children with fake papers saying this is my daughter, and it's not. Lucky these ICE agents, you know what I'm saying? The police at the patrol at the border, they catch these perpetrators. Thanks to them, we don't see things here as bad as they should be, or they could be, not should be, could be. So I'm a big supporter of ICE. See, ICE wouldn't have to be rounding people up in the cities like Washington and Utah, you know, New York. They wouldn't be rounding up people, illegal people, anywhere in the state if people didn't come to this country illegally. And, you know, I know that people don't want to listen to me when I talk about it, but it's the truth. It hasn't gone away. It has multiplied. It keeps being covered up by the Democrats. I don't know why, but it is. Fraud has come into our country in many different ways and forms and shapes. We talk about Somalis. We talk about gangbangers from Venezuela, Salvador. For some reason, Democrats, they continue to defend these people. They continue to vouch for criminals, and they make law-abiding citizens, law-abiding migrants, look like the bad people. I told you a story yesterday about the Mexican man who, after 2 years of waiting for his wife and children to get their green cards, you know, they stamped the visa, the green card visa on the green card seal on their passport. You know what I mean? And so he comes in and he says, "This is, you know, I'm a resident, I'm a green card holder, and this is my wife and my 2 children, and this is the first time they come to the United States of America." The first thing you will say, flag, illegals, illegals. Nope. But what a wonderful story. I'm so proud of these people. Very, very proud of them. I really am. You know, as being an American citizen, I'm a naturalized American citizen. And I became a citizen because I loved and appreciate this country. So when I accepted, when I made my oath, I meant it. When I made my oath to the United States of America, I meant it. So these people bring me so much pride that they are also migrants, as I am. But as I waited 10 years My mother waited 5, I waited 10, and we came here legally. This man became a resident. He waited 2 years for his wife and kids to come to this country. But he waited, and he did it the right way. We also saw wives, for some reason, girlfriend, whatever it is, I think it was a wife. I don't know why she didn't have papers, but she tried to come across with a false visa. Her husband, who was a green card holder, lost his green card and got deported because of his wife coming in with a fake visa. It's just crazy. I'm telling you, if you don't watch those shows, man, you gotta make some time. Go to YouTube and just watch. Watch how these schemers, how the cartels be trying to bring drugs through here, and Democrats support it. You know, sometimes I get some libtards that come in here and start talking shit about the president of Honduras, who was pardoned by Trump. And when I tell them that the guy was set up, he was working with the Biden administration. The Biden administration set him up to be the downfall man because he was stopping the cartels from bringing drugs through Honduras all the way to the States. They made him look like he was a drug lord, which was false. And after they got rid of them, listen, after they got rid of that president in Honduras, we had a flux of millions of illegal immigrants just pouring through Honduras, all the way through Mexico into the United States of America. How do you think that happens? Show proof? Bruh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You gotta be fucking kidding me asking me that question. No, sir, you go do your research. I explained this story so many times in my channel. Unbelievable. I don't even know why I've replied to you. I don't see a super chat on the chat. But anyway, so they set him up, and it is what it is. And you will notice drugs are still coming into this country. They still find a way. But hundreds of tons of kilos of coke and methamphetamine have been seized by Border Patrol, Coast Guard, etc. This only works when you appoint the right people in office. Who is the right people to be in office? Those who enforce the laws of this country. Truth seeker, you have no value. You have no value. Now shut the hell up. My brother-in-law died of fentanyl. So fuck you very much if you don't like me speaking about securing our border. You know, I don't have the patience like I used to, I guess. I just tell people to shut the fuck up. I don't know. I just lost the patience. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I want to play a clip. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just going to play just part of it to make a point. This is who the libtards support. Let me get it to the point where it is talking. This is from Vince Dow, and he says, Democrat candidate switch go horribly wrong as main Senate debate ends in insane woke freak show. This is what the libtards vote for. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Yeah, so Kibario, you are part of the problem. Thank you for making that comment. You're fucking dumbass. You are the reason why we have a problem. But it's okay. It's okay. We'll let God deal with you. Check this out.
Oh, I ran for office several times. Didn't win, but I did run. And then I'm a songwriter, and then I write my own books, and then I suppose my transparency, I wouldn't lie to the people, and I wouldn't deceive the people like we're being deceived right now. Like,
Go ahead. Look. Alex, pick me, MAGA losers are the absolute worst. Yeah, okay. Go ahead. Defend your Democratic Party. Defend your Democratic Party. Listen to the kind of people that you fucking morons are supporting. Your Democratic Party is fucking lost. Do you understand? The Democratic Party does not exist. Do you fucking understand? You are such an idiot if you are voting for Democrats today. I can't believe that this is the mentality of the so-called You guys are fucking tards. You guys are so retarded. There is no compliment that I can give anybody on the left side. None. No compliment. This is what you want. This is what you support in your party.
oh, I ran for office several times, didn't win, but I did run, and then I'm a song.
That's your candidate. Transgender. A man pretending to be a woman. You libtards don't even know what a fucking woman is, and this is the party that you defend? Yeah, give me a fucking break, will ya? Give me a fucking break. That is your Democrat candidate. This is who's replacing the Nazi racists that you guys were supporting. Remember that? Now, who's the fucking losers now? You guys are a bunch of fucking morons. Fuck you, Mr. Foot Louie. You are a disease to this country. Thank you for stopping by. Now get the fuck out of this channel. Anybody else that wants to go? Now is the time. Here we go. Now is the time. Yeah, that's right, Greg. 80 million strong and growing. That's right, baby. The Democrats are your fellow Americans. What the fuck? Well, they need to fucking learn the truth, don't they, Zinc Roofer? Yeah, they're Americans, maybe. Maybe they're Americans. We got 22 million illegal immigrants in this country. They can go live in their country. We want to live in our country. Yeah, that is who you support. You know, I don't want to deceive you like you're being deceived right now. Leptards think that this man is a woman. And you dare come into our channel and tell us that we're the fucking fools? Oh, man, this guy, bro. Let's let him finish. Let's let him finish. What else do you got? Convince the Democratic Party that you are the right person for the job. Here we go.
Songwriter, and then I write my own books, and then I suppose my transparency, I wouldn't lie to the people, and I wouldn't deceive the people.
His transparency is that he's not going to lie to the people or deceive them in any way.
People like we're being deceived right now. Like
we're being deceived right now.
So let's check in on the Democrats' current attempt to replace Graham Plattner and find a new Senate candidate over in Maine, because
tell it like it is. Oh, you know I will. This guy, bro. Thank you, Vince Dow. Vince Dow. Credit to Vince Dow for that clip. Oh boy, man, these libtards are fucking cooked. And I got my little wooden spoon to mix my coffee, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just say this: the Democrats are cooked. These guys, bro. You know, part of me says, hey, Dennis, be nice. These guys have mental problems. And the other part says, I don't give a shit. They're destroying my country. Liberals, man, you crack me up. You crack me up, but seriously, you are destroying our country. Shut the hell up and just vote as we tell you. Everything will be just fine. With that being said, shout out to my Navajo Nation. How many of you guys in this chat that come to my channel? You've been with me for a long time now. I'm about to have my first anniversary with this channel, with this podcast. Well, I call it a podcast. You know that I love my Navajo Nation people. They sponsor me when I first came to this country, and they taught me some of their ways. Some were good, some were bad. But I felt connected with them because, I don't know, for some reason, when I was with them, I felt so connected to nature. And I appreciate that. You know, you guys know I love nature. I don't love mosquitoes or snakes. Fuck that. I don't love anything that's poisonous. But everything else, I love in nature. Anywho, I love my Navajo people. And one of the things that I have said before about border security, about illegal immigrants not being allowed in this country. Listen, you can go watch a movie. You can go watch a series on Native Americans. But I'm going to tell you something. What they are doing to our Native Americans is true. They are grabbing our beautiful young Native Indians, Indian women, and they traffic them. They pimp them. They drug them. They make them addicted to drugs, and then they go and pimp them. They're destroying our Native Americans. It should piss you off. It pisses me off. It's crazy. And then we have things happening in Arizona, which I'm going to play a video for you. I'm going to play a news report for you from Arizona. It gets to me that people don't understand. Listen, if you are in this country and we are fighting to make this country fantastic, not one of you so-called Americans on the left or the right, not one of you should stand against it. Because those who become residents and citizens of this country will benefit, and so will their future generations. But they got to bring something good to this country. You might not like what I stand for, but I've always been very honest. Always. I've lost a lot of money for being honest. I lost a marriage for being too nice. But I'm still me. I can't change who I am. Take it or leave it. You can love me or hate me. It is what it is. We will never, ever agree 100% on everything. Shit, I don't agree with myself 100% on everything. Sometimes I think I'm an idiot for helping people that don't deserve help. It is what it is. But the fact remains. If we protect the border, if we protect American citizens, if we respect the law, and we force everybody to respect and follow the law, everybody benefits. Law brings order. This country is made on the law and order. The United States for Pete's sakes, guys, 250-year anniversary. Happy birthday, America. Huh? 250 years, and we are better than nations who are thousands of years old. What does that tell you? Socialism hasn't lived here. Muslim religions haven't built this country. Buddhists didn't build this country. Where have you been? Are you even paying attention to what the hell is happening on this earth? It is a fact. 250 years, and we are the greatest country on earth. What makes you think that we need to change shit? We don't got to change anything. It has worked perfectly. The only imperfections that we have in this country are Democrats, communist, Marxist. That is the only imperfections that we have in this country. You know what's crazy? The Marxists are godless, which makes them lawless. You know what's crazy? Communism doesn't let you grow, doesn't let you be yourself, does not improve your individualism, does not encourage you to do better, but be dependent on a government that is going to stay in power and control you as long as you allow them to control you. And that's not what we're about. That is not what we're about. The truth shall set you free. Fraud is a problem. It affects everybody. Illegal immigrants, in order for them to work here, they have to commit fraud. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Illegal immigration promotes and encourages fraud. Interesting. Zink Roofer, go take another shot of your Johnny Walker Blue. You're not drunk enough yet. Check this out. This is inside Arizona's sober living crisis. Sober living. I never thought I would hear this. Sober living crisis. Sober living crisis. From News Nation. Here we go. Here we go.
We are beginning tonight with something that is not getting enough attention, but I will tell you right now, is going to shock you. A massive alleged fraud scheme unfolding right now in the United States. It's one with allegations of human trafficking, exploitation, and even death. Scammers are allegedly recruiting, and in some cases kidnapping, vulnerable people with promises of free addiction treatment and then moving them into fraudulent sober living homes using their names and health benefits to bill Medicaid for treatment that was never provided. Advocates say some bogus providers were billing as much as $8,000 a day per person. Attorneys representing victims say an estimated $3 billion in American taxpayer money has already been lost to this alleged scheme, with the total, by the way, potentially reaching $8 to $12 billion. And now, the law. There is a class action lawsuit representing thousands of alleged victims that accuses the state of Arizona of ignoring warning signs and failing to stop all of this. The apparent scheme has left families searching for missing loved ones, people desperately escaping facilities. Attorneys and advocates claim as many as 2,000 people are missing or have died as a result of this reported operation. Reva Stewart is an advocate helping people and families caught up in this crisis.
Who's going to be their voice? Who is going to be the voices for everybody that was hurt by this? How do we keep helping our people if nobody else is going to help? How do I keep moving forward if nobody's going to listen?
So who are the scammers targeting? Native Americans. The victims allegedly came from tribal communities in Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, Montana, South and North Dakota. The Associated Press reports as many as 7,000 Native Americans were recruited and scammed into moving into illegitimate sober living homes in recent years. And why were they targeted? Because fraudsters can easily exploit their health care. You see, eligible Native American patients can receive coverage through Arizona's American Indian Health Program, which is part of the system's, or the state's Medicare system, Medicaid system, excuse me. And under that system, registered providers could bill Medicaid directly for each therapy session and addiction service or behavioral health treatment they claim to provide. In other words, once they got people into these homes, the alleged scammers could begin turning each person into just a steady stream of Medicaid payments. The more people they recruited and the longer they kept them there, the more money they made. So how'd they get people into these homes? According to the National Indian Council on Aging, recruiters allegedly approached people at gas stations and grocery store parking lots, even bus stops. They promised them food and shelter and addiction treatment. There are reports of people being picked up in unmarked vans and driven from remote areas of the Navajo Nation to Phoenix. And it wasn't just people struggling with addiction. Advocates say even Native American elders, some with no drug or alcohol addiction at all, were brought into these homes. And once people were inside the homes, this is when the allegations got even darker. Attorneys representing the victims, who you're going to hear from in just a moment, say that they have heard allegations of sexual assault and physical harm. They say some victims arrived with an alcohol addiction and they left addicted to meth and fentanyl. People have died. As we mentioned earlier, advocates and attorneys claim as many as 2,000 people may be missing.
What did I say? What did I say? I've been telling you, this just came out today. I've been telling you guys. A lot of people made the excuse that the only reason why cartels sell drugs in the States is because the United States of America has a bunch of junkies. And I told you, these evil people will make a junkie out of everybody. They will lace certain medicine, certain drugs that are not really very illegal, but they can get it at a cheaper price on the street. They will lace it with other drugs, which will make addicts of the American people and everybody in the United States of America. It's very simple, and there is proof. There's lawyers behind it. There is proof that they're doing this. We're right about everything, man. Just listen. Just listen, and you will learn something. Because before, you didn't learn anything. Now, I asked Ernesto a question. Right? I asked Ernesto a question. I don't see an answer. Did you guys block his answer? Margaret says, Ernesto, vamos. Answer the question. If you're going through hell in this country, why are you here? I know the answer.
Died in connection to this alleged scheme. So what's being done? Well, Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays says that her office has brought at least 180 indictments, secured dozens of convictions, helped drive a 92% drop in fraudulent billing since 2023. Here's how Mays explained in the crackdown.
This fraud was allowed to metastasize largely because the people in charge prior to 2023 were asleep at the wheel. We felt it was necessary to be aggressive because of the amount of fraud that was going on.
And Governor Katie Hobbs has said that Arizonans should be outraged by this scandal while calling it a humanitarian crisis. But the attorneys behind this class action lawsuit say the state's response came years too late, alleging state agencies knew about the fraud as early as 2019 after a whistleblower came forward, failed to stop it before this scheme grew into billions of dollars in improper Medicaid billing. Two of the attorneys leading that lawsuit join me now, John Brewer, Dane Wood. They're from the Brewer Wood Law Firm in Phoenix. Welcome to the show. Thanks so much for taking the time. John, I'm going to start with you. You know, we're calling this an alleged Medicaid fraud scheme. Feels like human trafficking. Is that what it should be called?
Yes, Jesse, and thank you for having us. It clearly is a human trafficking and not just a Medicaid fraud scheme, because the two of them go hand in hand. They're inextricably intertwined, because as you just mentioned earlier, they were held against their will, they were given drugs, they were given alcohol, they were picked up, they were promised certain things, and as soon as they got in those homes, their phones were taken away, etc.
I'm going to follow up on that, but just John, the class action lawsuit, where does it exactly stand today? Because I understand the state tried to get it thrown out, tried to get it dismissed. The courts are letting it move forward?
Yes, sir. They filed a motion to dismiss at the trial court level. They filed an appeal with the Arizona Court of Appeals. We prevailed there. And then they tried to file a petition for review with the Arizona Supreme Court, and we prevailed there.
Okay.
So now it's back down to the trial court level.
And this is the question that may come out of this. Dane, who do you believe is behind this? It feels very organized. Are we talking a criminal network? Are we talking sober home operators, recruiters? Are there government employees a part of this?
Jesse, thank you for having us. Yes, all that you've mentioned are all involved. At the start of this, when it was first brought to the attention of the state, was in 2019, and it grew and grew and grew rapidly from there. And the state just continued to let it happen, enabled it, was funding it, and then it exploded into over several years from a low $43 million of fraud to over 3 billion in fraud and maybe as much as 8 to 12 billion in fraud.
Dane, I go back to one of the most chilling aspects, the people who died, the people who are missing. What exactly happened to them? And the people who died, what happened to their bodies?
You know, many of them are in unmarked graves. They were never accounted for. There's just the stories we've heard have just been horrific. Everyone from being massive overdoses, alcohol and drugs in the homes themselves. These are programs that were designed, there's so-called sober living programs. They were just the opposite. They were feeding their addictions to control them with alcohol and drugs to keep them addicted so they could continue the billing for longer periods of time. And so the stories of overdoses and people trying to escape, people being shot, we had one gentleman, his blood alcohol level was 0.543. There's more alcohol than blood in his bloodstream, and they dumped him in the street in front of a sober living home.
And by the way, just to follow up on that, there were convictions for this, or do you still feel there's criminal cases that need to be had, Dane?
There's been convictions, mostly sweetheart plea deals. In other words, people given probation for this. There's less than 5, probably about 3 people in state prison for this. You're talking billions of dollars, thousands of people harmed, and there's about 3 people in prison for this when there's hundreds of fraudulent providers. The Access, the state Medicaid agency itself, had suspended over 400 of these entities. And again, there's only 3 people in prison.
That's shocking. That's shocking. And this is putting a big spotlight on state government, but it also putting a face to this. John, I want to ask you about Randy. Randy's the lead plaintiff in this case. We have pictures before and after her addiction to fentanyl. Who is she? What happened to her? How did she become the lead plaintiff?
Well, Randy is your classic case. Randy ended up, she went into a sober living home. She actually got pregnant and was not drinking, and she was not partaking in any drugs. And essentially what transpired was she lost the baby, had a miscarriage, and she started drinking again. And she woke up one morning, Christmas Eve, and she was hungover. And as in almost all of these fraudulent sober living homes, they gave her, she said, I don't feel good. The house manager walks up, says, take this. She takes the pill, it's fentanyl. She goes into cardiac arrest, lack of oxygen to the brain, and she's forever in that vegetative state as you're showing right there. She became the lead plaintiff because her story is so tragic. And as you can see from the picture on the left, she has 2 teenage boys. And the state knew about this stuff. They knew about drugs and alcohol in the homes. In their own documents, they say that they knew in early 2020, but we know that it was in 2019 that essentially that they were using drugs and alcohol to control these natives. And that's the state-owned documents.
So let's talk about the state. Aside from the fact that side-by-side picture, if this goes to trial, this is going to be, I think, the main photo that a jury could potentially see. John, someone say, how is this possible? This happens in America. How is this allowed to happen? Because it seems that the impetus is on the state, and you tell me, is it incompetence? Is it a level of being complicit? Is it corruption? Is it willful blindness? Because one of the things you mentioned is a memo that warned officials in 2022. So talk to us about this, John. I mean, how is it possible? And according to you, what is the strongest evidence that the state was somehow involved in this in whatever way possible?
Well, that memo was particularly important because it talks about internal corruption within, that was DHS, but also there's internal corruption within Access. Access is the state-run Medicaid agency. That memo in particular named an individual, Leroy Davis, who was making $52,000 a year for DHS. He owned in a very wealthy community here in Phoenix area called Paradise Valley. He owned a lot there, it can be no less than an acre. He owned a brownstone off Central Avenue, and he was taking pictures with Ferraris, Lamborghinis, showing Louis Vuitton boxes, and he was making $52,000 a year. It was hand delivered to the attorney general at the time. However, the most important thing is it was all the people that were there, the prosecutors, the special agents, the investigators, everybody, rank and file, is still employed and still working for the attorney general's office. And so they waited until the fall of 2024 to indict him, only because that memo was in our notice of claim and it was in our lawsuit. And it wasn't until the newspaper were about to get it through a FOIA request that the state finally acted.
I want to get to that, what's happening right now. But Dane, just to jump on this, you've accused the state employees of essentially, quote, checking the box on these payments. How do you intend to prove this? Is there internal communications? Are there emails? Is there whistleblowers? I mean, that they were looking, turning a blind eye, that they were part of it. Talk to us about that, Dane.
Well, our state's attorney general has called it herself a colossal failure of government, that these rank and file employees within Access, you've got the Access employees from enrolling the providers to billing all the way through that were failing. You had the Access Office of Inspector General, OIG, which is in charge, which is tasked with investigating, detecting fraud. They have fancy titles like fraud examiners, all these things. How are they not catching this? Okay, one provider had charged and billed and collected $650 million. One provider had charged, and how do you not notice that? And lives were being lost during the course of this. We recently heard Dr. Oz say that if they'll take the money, they'll take your health and they'll take your life. That's exactly what was going on.
What's their defense? What's their defense?
You know what's crazy? I'm listening to this information that we're getting, and what I'm seeing is, when President Trump secured the border, in one day, he secured the border. First term, he didn't know how much power he had. This term, in one day, he secures the border. What did Democrats do? Anybody, tell me. What did Democrats do when he secured the border? They continue to do it today. What did they do? So Trump secures the border, and then what the Democrats do to distract people from the success that the border can be secured. What do? ICE, baby. They start doing their hateful narrative against ICE agents to distract the American people from the success that President Trump is having at the border. But wait, there's more. When President Trump took out, now they didn't kill him, took out, went and extradited Nicolas Maduro, a known tyrannical, fake-ass president from Venezuela. He liberated Venezuela. The vice president took over. Venezuela's happy. Millions and millions of Venezuelans are celebrating in the United States of America of the accomplishment that Trump had. What do Democrats do? Do they celebrate with Venezuelans? No. They continue to hate on ICE, and now they criminalize the president who actually stopped a tyrant from governing, a communist from governing the good people of Venezuela. What did the Democrats do when President Trump was successful at stopping the cartels from Venezuela Cartel de los Soles, from bringing drugs into this country, destroying drug cartel boats. What did Democrats do? They saw the percentage dropped drastically of drugs coming into this country. What did Democrats do? Did they say, oh, shit, man, he did it? No, they didn't. They said to the American people, President Trump, it's shooting fishing boats. If you're a Democrat, you're a traitor to this country. Let me just tell you that. So they grabbed this NASA, they grabbed this veterans from the Democratic Party, and they go in and make a video. The libtards are so retarded. They think we don't see through it. But people like you and me, we think. What's going on? What's happening? So they go on television and make their own little traitor video saying, don't listen to the president. A lot of libtards, they come in here and they say, oh, the draft dodger, that's your president. Please. The president runs the military. How is that for a Dodger? Go Dodgers, by the way, from LA. The baseball team. Go Dodgers. You see what I'm saying? There's more. We attack the Iranian regime, the terrorist supporting groups connected with Al-Qaeda, Hezbollah, the Houthis. I bet you anything that you don't remember that during the Biden administration, the Houthis, that's right, I said it, the Houthis, being supported by the Iranian regime that we are fighting today, were attacking our ships. Interesting. You don't know that part. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll pay attention. So they see the success that we are gaining against this terrorist Iranian regime. And what did they say? Oh my God, gas taxes. I mean, I'm sorry, that was the truth. Gas prices are so high. Look what Trump is doing. If he didn't attack the Iranian regime of terrorists, you wouldn't have to pay high gas prices. High gas prices is making everything go up and be unaffordable. This is what the Democrats do. They hate our military. They hate you, American citizens. They put illegal immigrants and foreigners before any of us, American citizens. But they whine and bitch and complain, and they, the tactic that they always use, the art of the smear. Prices are so high because of gas. Gas is so expensive. Food is expensive. Housing is expensive. Shut the hell up. This is where I have a problem. Let me tell you something. Let me go ahead and address a couple of those things and why it bothers me. The price for the barrel of oil. Go ahead, Chad. Go ahead and argue with me. The price of the barrel of oil when Trump left office was about $59. That's where Biden got it at. $59. How high did it go? $135. When they hear Trump is coming back in office, barrel of oil. Stay with me. The barrel of oil price dropped at its lowest, $80 under Biden. That's impressive. Why? Because Trump was coming back and he's going to fuck them up. That's why. But anyways, don't take my word for it. Here's the deal. As a matter of fact, I need to update. What is the price of oil today? Should be around $80. $83.30 is the price right now. That's up there. That's up there. That's up there. Here is the catch. Well, there's no catch. It's just a fact. So, let me get this straight. Do you remember how much you were paying for gas prices at the beginning of 2025? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's see. Check this out. Prices. Let's see. Gas prices. Let's see. Gas price. You guys want to do the national average? The national average? Let's do this. Here we go. Gas prices. National average. Let's go ahead and just put national average 2024 before Trump came in. Let's gather some information here. $3.30. Whoo, man, that's crazy. Yeah, maybe that gas, the oil was up. What was? Let me see. Let me look at another search. Oh, fantastic. Check this out. You ready for this? Here we go. The 2024. I love this. It's just the truth. It's just fantastic. I love doing research. In 2024, here we go. Greg, don't get ahead of me. Here we go. Don't get ahead of me now. Stay tight. Hold on. Just hang in there. In 2024, the price of the barrel of oil averaged roughly. Now, this is the cheaper oil, the one that we have here locally, was between $77 and $81 globally. Okay? The U.S. benchmark, West Texas Intermediate, the WTI, it averaged $77. That's fantastic, ain't it? Don't get ahead of me. Wait, there's more. Brent crude oil averaged approximately $80.52 per barrel. And what was the price of gas when this barrel of oil was at $80? $3.30 a gallon. Throughout the year, prices reached an annual low of roughly $3.01 in early December of 2023. This is what's wonderful about the truth. The libtards can pull a fast one on us. Economists, 30-year economists with a master's degrees on economy are fucking libtards that don't know shit. Let me ask you a question. If the barrel of oil was at $80, and your gas average, national average, was $3.30 per gallon. Yeah, let's find out. All right, you guys are stay with me here. Remember, $80, here we go, $80 oil. 330. Gas. Stay with me. 2024. Let's just go 2024. Now, 2026. All we got to do is just change one number. Woo! This is fantastic. Oh my goodness. Wow. You guys ready? Here we go. Now think about this. You got to remember what we got in here. Here we go. I'm going to put it on the chat. I'm going to pin that comment right there. Here we go. Look at Man Seaman. He lies just as much as Trump. Yeah, bitch. Go do some fucking research. Go fact check me, biatch. They're fucking cooked. That's what I'm going to tell you right now. They're cooked. Here we go. Here we go. This is what they like. This is what this generation likes. They like to cook, they say. I'm going to get me my wooden spoon from the kitchen so I can do a better impression of the cooking. Check this out, Mark. Mr. Cooper, check this out, Mark. Check this out. Here we go. You guys ready for this? Here we go. Now, right now it's more expensive. I just told you the price is $83. Okay, I got you. $83. Here's the thing. While the West Texas Intermediate, WTI, crude hovers between $79 to $80 a barrel, okay? The Brent crude oil is the global pricing for the commodity oil. That is, as of July 17th, that's today, they have it at $86, okay? $86. Okay. How much is gas prices today? You ready? $4. Prices have fluctuated significantly this year, peaking at $4.56. Listen to the answer. In May, due to geopolitical tensions, before dipping into the $3.80 in late June. Okay. Do you see what the difference is? We're talking about national average, right? If you live in a blue state, you're going to call me a liar. You're going to say it's not true. Gas is not $4. It's $6. It's $5.50. You're going to argue with me all you want. But just pay attention to the number. The barrel of oil. Now, this is just going up. We dropped all the way down to $73. Brent crude oil, WTI, dropped down to $69. And you were still paying $5.62 in Seattle, Washington, due to fucking taxes put on by Democrats. And then you put inflation into that. And you dare complain and say that President Trump fucked up the gas price? That's not what history shows me. That's not what the data sheet says. That's not what we have learned from the gas prices, from the barrel of oil. It seems like under Trump is way under the lowest of barrel oil price and gas prices than with Biden. Why is it that Democrats continue to blame President Trump for unaffordability? Well, let me fucking enlighten you up. When millions of illegal immigrants are over here taking jobs, housing, what do you think is going to cost for the unemployment of American people, for green card holders? What do you think is going to happen to housing problems when the Democrats do not allow housing to continue to grow, when they keep putting high taxes, high regulations, excise tax? Doggone it, I just paid $575 on my damn tabs on excise tax, plus the $159 that I had to pay for the actual tabs itself. Libtards, this is why we go crazy on you. $69 WTI barrel of oil, and you're still fucking paying $5.62 a gallon of gas. You can't argue with me because I tell you the truth. Good games. Do I have to keep repeating the question? Fucking put a super chat, bitch. I don't work for you. I don't work for free. I'm just like everybody else. I work for money. So fuck you very much. These libtards, they think that this is some sort of social program. I'm sorry. I apologize to all my great American people. But these libtards drive me crazy. Explain that to me. Explain to me why. Why? If the barrel of oil is $69, explain to me why, when it cost $80 under Biden, you were paying $2 plus less for gas. And let's go ahead and add inflation to that formula. Explain to me, why the fuck do you blame Trump for unaffordability? This is why he says that his unaffordability being blamed on him is bullshit. It's fake. Because he didn't create it. Democrats have created that. And you libtards continue to support the stupidity. It's illogical. It is illogical. How can you not make sense of that? Allow me. I will give you some time. Put it on the chat, especially if you don't like me. Put it on the chat and tell me why. Why is gas price higher right now when it's cheaper than it was under Biden's cheaper barrel of oil price? Go ahead. Woo! Yo, go make me lose my cool. Up in here, up in here. Oh, boy. Libtards. Libtards, you made me look like a genius. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Come on. Yeah, let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, here you go. Yeah, Trump fucked up the gas prices. I have notes for every year. Trump gave tracks at 325 and then went up. Yeah, you better go fucking make some new notes, because as far as I remember, that the gas price went up 71 cents from the price that President Trump left it before he left office. So get your libtard ass back into some research mode and come back with different facts. Oh, yeah, I did my research on this shit. That's why I talk shit, because I do my research. I know. Go ahead. Go ahead, tell me. Even right now, at 83, and let's say $86. Thank you, Mark. Even right now, at $86 a barrel of oil, we're paying here in Seattle $5.60 for gas. Now, there is some other areas in Everett, etc., where the prices actually dipped under $5. It's like a $4.99. Big dog, go make some new notes, bro. Go make some new notes. I'm pretty sure that fucking even Google can kick your ass on your stupid ass notes. This guy, bro. Just explain to me. It's very simple. Explain to me. Very simple. Why is the gas prices higher right now? If it is true, I'm defending this argument 100%. I say this. Yes, gas prices are up because of what's happening in Iran. But it's not higher than Biden's price. It's still lower than Biden's price. So shut the hell up and try to understand what I'm arguing here. The point is, even after inflation, even after the conflict in Iran, the barrel of oil is still at the lowest that Biden had it. And when that was the lowest, the price was $3.30. Why is it $5.60? You can't argue with me on that, bro. You cannot argue with me on that. Maybe you didn't finish high school. You should have. You should have paid attention. You should have paid attention in math. Yeah, I did calculus when I was in high school. And, just a regular migrant coming to this country, emancipated at 16. I put myself through high school. 2 years of useless college, but I did that myself. I worked 2 jobs to try to keep up, to try to put myself through school. Go ahead. You tell me your logic. You argue the price of fucking oil. You're a fucking idiot. You don't fucking get it, do you? You don't fucking get it. You know why? Because you can't answer the damn question. Go ahead, compare what you want, and you tell me. I know the answer. I'm allowing you to give me your answer. Put your answer on the chat. I want to see it. Tell me. Your insults are just a deflection. Put the answer on the chat. Why are gas prices higher? Don't delete. Don't delete comments. Let me eat these fucktards for breakfast today. Don't delete the comments. Fuck these guys. Go ahead. Put it on the chat. Why? Why are the prices of gas higher today? I know the answer. Go on now. Don't delete comments, please. Not right now, mods. I'll let you know. Come on, little bitches. You guys come in here with some insults. Come on. 13 jobs when you were 11? Yeah, my ass. I'm sure you don't need any sleep. Please. Spartan because he drives too much. Yeah, that's... Oh, man. Yeah. Bro, I don't want to hear this lip-tards, bro. Just calling in just to cuss out and call names and they don't have no facts. Put them on the chat. Put them on the chat. Go ahead. $80 oil. $3.30 gas, 2024. Whatever number you can come up with today, whatever number, use that. It's just the truth. I said, if you want to insult me, at least give me some truth. Give me some facts. Go ahead, Vet. This is your chance right here before I block you. Here's your chance. Tell me why gas prices are very high right now. I'll wait. Don't worry. I'll wait. Anybody. Okay, even you, if anybody can answer that question. Put it on the chat. Why are gas prices higher today? Somebody tried to argue with me already. He says, because we're running out of oil. Well, why the fuck you blame it on Trump? That's why they don't want to put the answer down. No, I love America, and I love Trump because he loves America. You know why I love people that love my children? Because my children are my treasure, and those who love my children love me. President Trump loves America, so I love him because he loves what I hold dearly and precious to me, the United States of America. That's my love. And if President Trump loves it, I love him. It's that simple. This is why I go off on you fucking lip-tards. You guys don't understand what that is. So go ahead. Trump closed the strait. Bullshit. Nope, that's not true. Okay, so Trump closed the strait. How did that raise the price of gas? You got to elaborate. You got a chance to put that on the chat. Let's see. Trump started a needless war. Okay, but see, this is where you're wrong. This is where you're wrong. I gave you the facts. There's a communist spin right there. 2024. This is Biden's era. $80 a barrel. When Trump left, it was actually in the 60s. It went up to 80. Okay, fantastic. But you know what? Gas prices, lowest price under Biden was $80 a barrel of oil. We have dropped it under $69 for a short period of time. Right now, including what's happening in Iran. So I want you to give me something. ATM, that's right. Venezuelans love Trump. Absolutely. You see this, guys? The libtards have no answers. They have opinions, which is okay. It's okay. Space knockers. My kids are proud of me. They come and tell me, Dad, you're awesome. So fuck you very much for your retard comments. Let's see. Let's see. Come on. Anybody else? Come on. That's not an answer. Everybody deflecting in here. Nobody knows how to answer the damn question. Iran costing $1 billion a day. So you think that's raising the price of gas? Interesting. Trump is the first one not to be bought out by AIPAC. That's true. And he didn't own slaves either. Space knockers. Coming from you, there's really not much substance to your comment. Let's see. Come on, man. Somebody, stop deflecting. Dude, you're not even from this country. Where exactly are you from? What country? John Richard. You're a fucking moron. Stop deflecting. Answer the question. Doesn't matter. I can be from China. The question's still legit. Vet, you're a piece of shit. Give me an answer. Give me an answer. Come on. Come on. Yes, and he got a free jet from the Qatar, which actually is not ready for. That's another subject. Fools to the left, 100%. Kurt, come on, don't deflect. Don't deflect. You guys don't pay attention, not even to the question. Oh, Streamlabs is tired of your bullshit. Even Streamlabs thinks you guys are pieces of shit. They say it's because of the strait, but that's a lie. Okay, you know, they don't want to say it, do they? They don't want to say it. Answer the question. Why are gas prices so high right now? Come on. Come on. I want to see if any of these libtards insulting me actually gives me an answer. I want to see if they're honest. Why? Why? Chubbs. Ignore this guy. It's a lie. How? Huh. Come on. Man, if you've been in my show before, you know the answer. Ay, ay, ay. You didn't say shit. Spite? I missed it. Let me see. I don't know what you guys are having your own conversation. Just answer the question. Here we go. Jimmy says gas prices have surged over 40% year over year, primarily due to major global supply shocks. Escalating conflicts in the Middle East, including the ongoing war in Iran and a blockade of the straits. Robert, state and local regulations and taxes. Ah, my gosh, you are destroying my fun. These libtards that keep insulting me. See, this is why I say, if you're going to insult me, give me some facts. You know what I'm saying? At least be honest with me. Don't be a pussy and hide behind the hate that you have for Trump. Talk to me with reality. Unbelievable. That's not the reason. That's not the reason. I don't say that's a good idea or a good thing, but that is not the reason why gas prices are high. Robert Maga gave you the answer. Whether you like it or not, it is irrelevant. The truth is the truth. Oh, man. This libtards, bro. Joe Biden was giving billions of dollars to Ukraine with nothing in exchange. Nothing. They say, oh, it wasn't money. It was just weapons. Bitch, their weapons are not free. It still costs money. I'm going to tell you something. I gave this answer before, but I'm tired of giving these retards freebies. Let me tell you something. If the barrel of oil is $80 today and you're paying $5.62 for gas, compare that to 2024. Barrel of oil, same price, $3.30. I don't know how much slower I can say it. So you tell me why we are paying $2.32 higher today when the barrel of oil is at the same price as 2024. It's all TDS, baby. Bro, I can't say it any slower. Here, Everett prices of gas, $5.36. Okay. So we're paying $2.06 more today, even though gas prices, the barrel of oil is the same price as it was when you were paying $3.30. But now you're paying, again, barrel of oil, same price. That's right, Red. Barrel of oil, same price. Gas prices, $2 and some change higher today with the same barrel of oil price. Why? The smart people keep telling you. I know, bro. Hey, youngling, listen, young buck. It's hard, isn't it? Imagine how I feel doing this podcast, and I have to spend that much time to try to explain things to the retards. I'm telling you, this is why sometimes I don't give them the time of day. I open up my line sometimes just so I can hear. Give me your common sense. I give you 5 minutes. You go ahead and you tell me. You teach me. You educate me. I just want to hear it. But they don't. They don't educate me. They don't give me any common sense. So what's the answer? Would you agree with me that it's inflation, local taxes, state regulations? Would you agree with me that if the barrel of oil costs the same as it did in 2024 as it costs right now, it costs the same as it did in 2024, but we're paying over $2 more for the price of gas and price gouging? Yeah. Would you agree with me? Would you agree with me that that is the reason why gas prices are so high today? If you say yes, there is hope for America yet. I want you to understand something. The Democrats use the art of the smear. President Trump uses the art of the deal. I want you to understand something. You're going to hear from the leftist legacy media, Trump's fault. Trump. I want you to understand something. Listen, it's like moving. It's like moving your the floor. It's like moving the floor on the scale. Okay, I don't know how to explain it better, but watch this. Okay, so the barrel of oil, $80, $3.30. Today, 2 years later, barrel of oil, $80, $5.36. $2.06 here in Everett, Washington. Seattle, higher. But stay with me. Now, inflation, taxes, regulations, price gouging. 4 things are going to make the price of gas go up. Let's say that's what that is. Imagine all the factors. And the price of gas is not as expensive as it was under Biden's at $135 a barrel. We are paying gas prices like the barrel of oil is $130. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. Do you understand what I'm saying? So here's the thing. Democrats want to take the lead and say, we blame President Trump. We blame President Trump for gas prices being up so high. Let's say that I agree with you, which I don't. Let's say that I agree with you on that. What does that mean? What does that tell you? Hey, Vilma, tell me, what does that mean? If you say that, if you make that statement, and I agree with you, then you will have to agree with me that prices of gas are lower right now under Trump. I don't think you get it. So I'm going to give you an illustration. If the economy, if we were living under Biden's era right now, listen, if we were living under Biden's era right now, barrel of oil at $135 brought us up to $5.62. Add $2.06 to that. That, my friends, is what you would be paying for gas today. And you can take that to the bank. Biatch! Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. Too much common sense. I apologize, libtards. Oh, man. When you give libtards too much common sense, it drives them crazy. Look. Here they are. Look, they're all coming out with insults and lying and denying and all the bullshit. I guess it's not Trump's fault after all. Hey, we just saved you 1,600% on your drugs. Poor libtards, man. Oh my gosh. Man, when you drop the truth, oh my goodness, how the big buildings just fall down. All those egos being destroyed right about now. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Whoo! You know, these libtards, they were throwing fumes. Sick doesn't get the joke. They were throwing fumes when the gas prices went to $119 a barrel of oil. Oh, it's Trump's fault. Oh my God. Oh, the sky is falling. The sky is falling. Well, what about now, bitches? Now that we're down to $80, where you at? Oh my goodness. I love the Dennis Herrera show, don't you? Don't you love it? Couple hundred people watching. We have, in real time, we have 11,660 people. Woo, let's go. Let's go. I think it's time to remove that pinned comment. I think that's enough knowledge. Enough about the gas prices. Now you guys understand what we're talking about. We are not denying that things are complicated right now. We're not denying that. What I am denying is that it's President Trump's fault. Hammerman, too late. You lost your chance. You were hiding behind your little keyboard. Oh, shit, I don't know what to say to Dennis. He's saying the truth all the time. What can I do? Let me just insult Trump. Oh, boy, man, you libtards, bro. You may be Americans, but you are the stupidest Americans that we have in this country. I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you the benefit of doubt and say that it's not Americans. Let's just blame it on all these illegal immigrants and foreigners that come to conservative podcast channels like mine to say dumbass shit. All right, let's go ahead and see what the DHS Secretary, Mark Wayne, I changed his name. What the hell was it? I changed his name. I forgot what it was. All right, we'll go back to Mark Wayne the Rock Mullen. Damn it, I knew I should have wrote it down. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and see if we can get him in here. He's coming. Here we go. I missed this earlier, but we're going to get to listen to it together, okay? Here we go. Sikayal, you're from India. Stay your ass in India. Get out of America.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. President Trump is correct when he said that election security is national security. And one of the greatest privileges I have is being Secretary of the Department of Homeland, and part of that is that we secure our elections. It surprised me when we first started getting in and digging into the elections, and this isn't about rehashing the 2020 election. This is just exposing what took place and to make sure it never happens again. And there's some really easy steps that can be taken to secure our elections. And it shouldn't be a partisan issue. This should be something that every American, regardless if you're a Republican, you're a Democrat, you're an independent, you're a libertarian, regardless if you live in a blue state or you live in a red state, everybody should know that their vote counts. And we have individuals that are voting that shouldn't be. It cancels out someone that should be. So I want to go through some things in a little bit more depth than what we were able to expose last night, because President Trump, he hit the highlights, and those should be scary for everybody. What we're going to do is dig in just a little bit deeper, and then we'll take some of your questions. So first of all, Department of Homeland Security, we've identified 250,000 non-citizens registered to vote in just 4 states. Mind you, we have 46 other states. And just 4 states, we've identified 250,000 non-citizens registered to vote in California, and Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Nevada. We also worked with proactive states to identify 28,000 non-citizens on their voter rolls, plus 400,000 individuals that are still registered to vote that are deceased. Now, these 23 states, they proactively worked with us on the SAVE program. That's Georgia, Ohio, Tennessee, Texas, North Carolina, Idaho, Alabama, Missouri, Louisiana, Kansas, Arkansas, Wyoming, Montana, Iowa, Florida, South Dakota, Indiana, Arizona, South Carolina, Utah, Nebraska, Michigan, and my great home state of Oklahoma. What's interesting to me is we're getting pushback from activist judges that are saying that, hold on, the SAVE Act or the SAVE program, they are trying to put a stop to. Currently, because of the SAVE program, we have a pending appeal because activist judges are saying what? They don't want to secure our elections? Once again, how is this a partisan issue? This shouldn't be a partisan issue. This should be that any judge and any God-fearing individual that loves this country should want to make sure that our elections are secure. And we have created inside DHS the SAVE program that allows states to proactively look at their rolls. And so when you have 278,000 individuals that are non-citizens registered to vote, plus 400,000 that have already been identified just in 23 states, what can we find? We have all 50 participating with us. We know, talking about our machines, we know for sure that our foreign adversaries, not our allies, foreign adversaries have parts that are vital pieces in our voting machines. We know that they can access what they consider the key to the back of these machines. We know that they can change voter registration and your vote. We know it's possible. There's not a question. It's not even for debate. One thing that I love about numbers and I love about facts is they don't lie. This isn't something that I'm trying to tell you to spin a narrative. This is what is going on. And what we are saying is that every state should partner with us to work to secure this. Once we identify the problem, everybody should be informed. Working with Secretary Lutnick, we are going to make our security enhancements mandatory, meaning that if these states want a grant and they want to be reimbursed to work or to run federal elections, they're going to have to implement security issues. Just security issues. We're not trying to get into anything else, but we're saying that the machines have to be secured and that your voter registration list needs to be scrubbed. We need to make sure that individuals that are legally able to vote are voting. We know that Iran hacked our state voter files and attempted to compromise, is the best word I can use, our systems where military members used to vote. So we're working with Secretary Hegseth and the DOW to safeguard those systems and protect our military voters. What's frustrating again in this is that the Biden administration knew this. And our intel community knew this. And not only did they withhold it from President Trump in his first term, but they withheld it, it looks like, President Biden in his term. They withheld this information from the public. They withheld it from Congress. That should never happen again. And because of President Trump's leadership, we're not allowing that to happen. We're telling the American people not to scare them, but to ensure them that we are watching it. We're taking it serious. We will secure our elections. Underneath President Trump's directive, he has gave Department of Homeland Security and myself the tools and the resources we need to secure the elections. But we have to have the states partner with us. If they choose not to, then the voters should hold them accountable. When I was sworn in just over 100 days ago by President Trump, and I can tell you honestly, I haven't quit smiling. I think this is the greatest job that I could possibly have. I said at that time that I'm going to fight for your yard and your backyard like I do mine, regardless if it's a blue state or it's a red state. Department of Homeland Security isn't just keeping you safe on your streets, but we're keeping our voters safe and our elections safe. But we can only do that if we have full participation. Right now, as I said, we only have 23 states participating with us. Out of just 4 blue states, to repeat that number, we found 250,000 non-citizens registered to vote. So for us, we're going to take proactive and reactive measures. At President Trump's direction, our cybersecurity team and CISA will release an updated election infrastructure plan, and it'll be public within 30 days, meaning that'll give the states the resources they need to help from the cyber side. From us, if they participate in the SAVE program, we'll provide the resources and training to support state election integrity. We're not trying to change the outcome. We're trying to make sure that American people can trust our voting system. Real ID does not prove citizenship and does not give you the right to vote. You must be a U.S. citizen and you must be eligible to vote. Before and after the election, we will scrub all election records looking for illegal aliens and those who are ineligible to vote, including those that somehow voted, yet they were deceased. If you're illegal and attempted to vote, or you tried to vote illegally for someone else, we will find you and we will charge you. Illegal voter registration and illegal voting both carry penalties up to 5 years in prison and up to $250,000 in fines. We will pursue maximum pressure on this. To let you know, we will be proactively looking at early voting, and then after post-election, we will continue to scrub all those that did vote. Those states that don't participate with us, they have public records of those that voted, which is where we found the 250,000 from the 4 states that don't participate with us. We will go through those records one by one, and we will pursue everybody. We will make sure that people know they can trust our elections. If states want the grant funding, to recap, they must secure the elections. I want to thank President Trump's proactive approach to this. He has put together a remarkable team that not only is informing the public about what's going on, but we're also informing Congress, we're informing our states, and we're going to secure our elections. States must be aware of the real threats for voter registration and the system breaches. And I do want to reemphasize the system breaches. Our machines are vulnerable. There are steps that can be made right now that can secure those. I would ask not just the public, but the media. That question should be asked of blue states, because we have red states participating with us. We have some red states that aren't. Every state that's not participating with us should be asked the hard question, why not? What are you afraid of? If they're not willing to do it, it should raise serious questions. It's not that hard. This isn't a partisan issue. So in conclusion, to recap, under President Trump's leadership, DHS is well prepared to support all states, red states, blue states, and local election officials ahead of the midterms. States must do their part to secure our election systems, and we stand by to help. If you are an illegal or you're voting illegally, we will hunt you down, we will find you, and we will prosecute you. The American people must have confidence in our elections. Election security is not a partisan issue, and Homeland Security, we're here to support everybody. The American people, the states, even the media, to get access and the information they need to hold the states accountable. So with that, I'll open up for questions. Yes, ma'am. I think I like the Daily Caller better than Daily Mail. I really don't like the Daily Mail.
I'll take it. We're on competition with each other. There's about 3 months until midterm elections. I'm sure people are watching President Trump's speech last night, they're watching their remarks today, and they're feeling uneasy about casting their vote in the midterm elections. Can we ensure that the midterm elections will be secure?
First of all, great question. Thank you. When we start talking about can we ensure that the midterm elections are going to be secure? Yes, we absolutely can build confidence in the American people, but the states have to do their part. I will tell you, if the states that choose not to participate with the state program and they choose not to participate in securing the elections, we will make sure that we make those states a priority to look at who voted in their states and hold then the election officials accountable. If the election officials, once we gave them the information they need to secure their elections, and they chose not to, then those individuals can also be held accountable by fines, by penalties, and even, depending on how far it goes, prison time. Let me get a follow-up question, and I'll get to you guys. Hold on one second. Yes.
Secretary, the president has mentioned that there are intelligence officials who covered this up and kept it from him and President Biden. Do you have an estimate of how many intelligence officials were involved in this?
There's no question the intelligence community from the FBI, CIA, and even other places within DHS, not underneath President Trump's leadership, but that was underneath the Biden administration, kept it from President Trump and the American people in Congress. We are currently going through those lists. We will hold each one of them accountable. Some people aren't here. Some people are no longer in the agencies. Those that are, we will be held accountable. Those that abused their role in this will definitely be held accountable, because there is no excuse. If you purposely disobeyed the law and you purposely went around statute, then you have an accountability. You have a legal reason to be held accountable. Yes, sir. Yeah. Sir, I have not heard that at all, but we understand that it's being investigated, and we'll allow the investigation to go through. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yes.
Hi, thank you so much. Kara Castronova from...
I got back here in the back.
Thank you guys. Kara Castronova from Lindell TV. Thank you so much for doing this briefing today. Is there any analysis on what went wrong with CISA in 2020 and the premature analysis that it was the most safe and secure election? It's now being revealed that obviously it was not. Will Chris Krebs or anybody that was involved in that premature analysis be held accountable?
Everybody that purposely misled the American people, abused their power and their authority, and decided not to continue doing their job will be held accountable. What does that accountability look like? I don't know. Is it criminal? We'll pursue criminal charges. If it is not criminal, we'll make sure you never work for the federal government again and you never have the ability to have a clearance again. Yes, right here. I will look this way next, I promise.
Some of your numbers, you have 278,000 non-citizens who are on both polls. Any indication of how many people actually voted, or the 400,000 that are actually deceased? Any indication, total number of people that did vote, and what is your ballpark for how many of these people are actually voted in terms of votes?
So those that we've identified, the 278,000 non-citizens and the 400,000 deceased, we are now going through that record. We're standing up an apartment in DHS. Heather Honey, who is doing a great job exposing all this and working with the team together. Joe Edlow with USCIS and other teams, we are going through these files one by one. And one, identifying the individual. Two, did they vote? And three, where did they vote at? That's a hard, it's easy with states that participate. So the 28,000 that we identified with the 23 states that are working with us, that system can be very easily exposed, all 28,000. The problem is an activist judges now have put a hold on it, and so we're pending the case. Once it's turned back on, we'll be able to move fast. The 400,000 or the 250,000 in the just four of the blue states, meaning what were the states? So I got it right: California, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Nevada. Those are going to be a little bit tougher because we're going to file paperwork for FOIA, even us, to try to get that information from the states. But we will, I don't care how long it takes, we will go by this one by one, and everybody that did vote illegally, we will prosecute. We'll bring up for prosecution. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Mary Margaret, the Daily Wire. I have 2 questions for you.
By the way, it's very smart wearing a red dress because you catch everybody's eyes. Same thing with the, what color shirt is that? Peach? Orange? I don't think that's orange. That's peach. That's definitely peach.
My first question for you is, given that left-wing lawmakers like the media has already suggested that the president's entire speech last night is discredited, it seems likely that blue states will not participate in your efforts. So how do you plan to respond to that? And then on my second question, on the traffic stops, did the president know about that decision before you made it, and at what point did he learn of it?
Yeah, so let's talk about the major networks not willing to carry the President of the United States address to the nation on election security. How shameful is that? I think it was ABC, NBC, and I don't know if CBS, did CBS carry it? Anyway, CBS carried it. So ABC and NBC not carrying that, why? What are they trying to cover up? Why wouldn't they want to inform the American people? Why are they calling themselves a news outlet if they're not actually trying to put the news out there? We wasn't giving spin on the election. The president wasn't trying to relitigate what happened in 2020, although he definitely could at this point. The president was giving facts, what we have exposed, what the Biden administration covered up, what the intelligence community held from the American people, Congress, and the executive branch, and we're putting it out there. And yet, 2 major networks didn't want to cover it? I think the question really should say why. Because they sure covered the other part of it when they were saying that it was the most secure election ever. What facts did they have? Because they didn't have facts. They were taking someone's word for it. President Trump gave facts. Today we're giving facts. When you start talking about the president and I are very close. I was texting with him this morning. He and I are there's no daylight between us and the enforcement. And in fact, we have ramped up our enforcement and our arresting illegals. Just to give you some numbers on this so everybody knows, and I want to get them correct, so I brought them with me. Last year total in 2025, We deported, now these are not including self-deportations. These are just ones that we had to go through, we had to arrest, we had to go through the system, and we had to deport, and they tried to stay inside the country and they had no legal status to do it. 442,637 total deported last year in 25. To date, well, these are yesterday's numbers. We have 403,294 that we've done in 2026. Our arrests are up. We're hitting single-day records every single day. But what we've done is I've turned down the temperature of the stove to try to get it correct without boiling over. We're trying to perfect our ability to work with local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and get illegals and criminals off our streets. 70% of the arrests we do daily are felons or have pending felony charges. 70%. We should all be able to work together with that. Total removals is 3 million. Total removals, 3 million. 1.4 total aliens have been, since we've been put in place, have either volunteered to be deported, yet we paid for them, or we forced them. But as I said, total removals have said, hey, we're leaving the country and did it on themselves was over 3 million. Yes.
I want to ask about, thank you for doing this. I want to ask about foreign interference.
I'm sorry, who did you say you were?
CBS.
Well, thank you for covering it last night.
Absolutely. I want to ask about foreign interference in our elections, but just first, since you mentioned turning down the temperature, what assurances can you give Americans that ICE officers will face consequences if they violated DHS's use of force policy? And who will make that determination? And can you commit now to making that determination public?
Wait, let me clarify. When I say turn down the temperature, when I turn down the temperature with you guys, we're turning up the heat on the streets. We're out there working harder than we ever have because we've empowered our law enforcement to do their job. What I'm trying to do is remove us from the headlines every single day. But everybody will be held accountable. I don't pick and choose which laws I'm going to enforce. I enforce our nation's laws. That means I'll enforce it with our own agency, and I'll enforce it with the criminals on the streets. That's my assurance. Yes. Go ahead. And I saw you stand up. I'll get to you next. Go ahead.
Could you speak more to how you're going to put pressure on the states to cooperate with you in this investigation?
Yeah.
In previous instances where we've had ICE already inquiring on registration, those have also happened in red states like Texas or North Carolina, where you had HSI or Oklahoma making those requests. Could you talk about the scope of this investigation? It seems like it's more than actually just
So when we start talking about enforcing, first of all, the states to work with us and then the scope moving forward, I obviously can't force the states, but the states always look to us for reimbursement when it comes to helping with the elections. It's expensive to put on an election. I mean, think about every precinct in every county and then statewide. We are not going to spend taxpayer dollars reimbursing a state that is refusing to secure their elections. And we're not saying do it alone. We're saying we're going to help you. We're going to give you the tools you need. We're going to give you the training you need. We're going to give you the funding to do it. We're going to expose the vulnerabilities, and all you have to do is use that information and the finances and the training we're going to give you to secure it. If you do it, we'll reimburse you. If you don't, we won't. Last question. Hold on, I'm getting the guy right there in the back.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Neil W. McCabe, Real America's Voice. What are your former Republican Senate colleagues telling you? Are they in a mood to oust Majority Leader John Thune if he refuses to pass the Save America Act or can't figure out how to pass the Save America Act?
I haven't heard that at all from the Senate saying they're willing to vote John out. John is a good friend of mine. He's a good friend of most people in there. Now, there's a difference of opinion. I think the SAVE Act should be passed tomorrow. I think it should have already been passed. There's no excuse for it not being passed. However, he has a vote problem. There's a number. Leader Thune supports the SAVE Act. He voted for the SAVE Act when it came up during the vote-a-rama. Except everybody controls their own card. And even, I think the last time the vote came up, there was 49 that voted. Even if we did away with the filibuster, it still requires 51. So I know Leader Thune is working hard on that, but he's got a very, very difficult task ahead. Yes. Let me just get it. I'm sorry. I told this guy with a paper I'd get to him, and then this is the last question. I have to go. I'm so sorry. Yes.
Hi, with CNN. I'm just wondering if the officers involved in the Houston shooting as well as the Maine shooting, are they still on administrative leave? Is that how long?
Why any investigation that's going through? I don't care which law enforcement. I don't care if you're local PD, if you're county, if you're state, or if you're federal. When there's a shooting involved, standard practice is that individual goes on administrative leave while the investigation is going through, and we do it the same way. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
Know your place, pussy. Serenity, I gave you a chance. Shut the fuck up. I gave you a chance to debate me. I gave you a chance to give me your opinion. You're a fucking retard. That's why I don't waste my time with you. You understand that? I give you facts, I show you proof, and you're still a fucking libtard. It is that simple. Don't come over here trying to act like you're all righteous, high and mighty. Fucking answer the question. How does having you prove your citizenship take the right for you to vote? Who are you? How do I know you're a citizen? For all I know, you're a fucking communist libtard that is here illegally in this country. You see what I'm saying? It's common sense. You might not like it, but that's what I'm here for. I come here every day, and I open up the lines, and you guys always give me the same retarded fucking talking points of the libtards. I just don't understand. I have a passport. I got an enhanced ID. Got a license. I got a birth certificate. I got a certificate of citizenship. I got a marriage license. I got a social security card. What's your fucking excuse? Hey, my mom's basement is the best. Come on. That's what I want you to prove to me. Why would I take your call when you don't give me shit of facts on the chat? Only deflections. Tell me, how would you prove to me that you are an American citizen? Put that on the chat, convince me, and then I'll let you call in and debate me. Salud, Jason. Salud, my friend. Woo! 40 years, 4 decades. 4 decades I lived here in this country. Why? You jealous how much I love this country? Jimmy, because this is my show. Because I run this show. That's why I can call people names. Trust me, Serenity, I talked to Serenity before. I gave him multiple chances. He's the same fucking prick yesterday as he is today, and he will always be. Answer the question on the chat. This is your chance to shine. This is your chance to shine. Go ahead. Tell me. How would you prove to me that you're an American citizen? Convince me of your argument. Let's see. Here we go. Because voting is my constitutional right. Wrong. Who the fuck are you? You can say that's your constitutional right, but no, it's not yours. The constitutional right to vote is for American citizens. How do you prove that? See what I'm saying? They're not your constitutional rights. Because as far as I'm concerned, you're a fucking illegal immigrant. Now what? Prove me wrong. Come on. You can't argue with me. Why would I allow you to call me to just fucking deflect? Here it is. Everybody can see it in writing. None of your bullshit. Oh, he just blocked me because he doesn't like what I say. Bitch, put it on the chat so everybody can read it. I am crazy. And don't you forget it. I am crazy. I just don't understand. Trump is the loser. Deflect, deflect, deflect. Let's see. Well, I tell you what. Let's see. Hold on. I like that. Hold on. Okay, here we go. I'm giving you a chance. Don't say I never did. This is the Brains of Serenity's debate. Here we go. Do people ask you to prove you're a citizen to have your freedom of speech? Well, anybody can go ahead and have a freedom of speech. No, they don't. I don't need to prove anything to you. And by the way, I'm pretty sure ICE would choose you over me. I'm pretty sure they would too. They would choose my side and deport your ass to whatever the fuck you came from. The stupidity of that comment. What the hell the right to free speech have to do with the privilege and the right to vote? A green card holder has all the rights that an American citizen has except voting in our elections. You see this? All of you guys that are in here, you see the stupidity of the left? They have no common sense, yet they demand things as if they are supporting anything other than themselves. Demand to call in. Serenity, you are an idiot and always will be. Fact. That is also a fact. Jason says Canadians feel the same up here. Sick of the bullshit. Libs rigging our elections. America is the only true republic in the West that stands up for its people. Man, God bless you, Jason, eh? Another one of my favorite Canadians now. But it's not Americans. I'm going to tell you, it's not Canadians. It's libtards. That's it. Huh. Interesting. Here, little bitch. Let me go ahead and argue with you about this. Don't remove his comments. Do you have a driver's license? Because that's a privilege. You got to have a license to drive your car. If you say yes, prove it. Prove it. Running around in circles. Common sense is not so common with the libtards, is it, Serenity? Maybe you should go back to playing fucking Destiny 2. Go play your video game, pussy. Man, I want to get, you know what? If you have been on my show before, you know that I give credit where credit is due. Let's see. You literally have brought the bullshit that every election Trump loses is rigged. Nope, I didn't say that. And everything, number one, there's only been talking 3 elections of Trump. Let's make that clear. Obama won twice. What's the problem? Driving isn't a right. It is a privilege. How do you prove that you have earned that privilege? Well, I'll use your own words. That's fine. The logic. You just can't escape the logic. You can't escape logic. You can't fight it. You can't argue it. You, Timothy, are an uneducated un-American. Yeah, so which elections are rigged? Hey, shut the fuck up. Answer the question. How do you prove to me that you have a license? How do you prove to me that you're an American citizen? How do you fucking fly to international flights to other countries? How do you fly internationally? How do you open a bank account? You just tell them your name is Serenity and I want to open up a bank account and that's it? What do you do? Listen, you can do anything that you want to do. Is it legal? No. You can do whatever you want. But you got to prove that you have the right to do it or the privilege, whatever word works for you. prove it to me. I'm going to grab your payroll, your paycheck, and I'm going to go to the bank, and I'm going to say, I want to cash this check. What is your name? My name is Pussy Serenity. Oh, okay. Here you go, Mr. Pussy Serenity. Cash. Your check is cash. Now it's yours. What kind of stupidity is that? No, that's nonsense. By showing you my ID, but everything you're saying isn't right. There are all those privileges. Voting is a right. Voting is a right to who? Voting is a right for whom? Huh? Whose right is it? Can't argue with me, bro. Why would I waste my time letting you call in? Same bullshit. Uh-huh. Sure, whatever. You call it whatever you want. How do I know that you are a citizen of this country? Go ahead. Thank you, Saul. I appreciate it, brother. America. You can tell me you're an American citizen. How do I know? Oh, I'm supposed to take your word for it. No, thank you. How do you prove to me that you are an American citizen? Erog, you're an illegal fucking immigrant, aren't you? Or just a sympathizer libtard. Oh, man. Man. Dennis, you say you're an American citizen. Bullshit. Prove it. Bam. You see what I'm saying? Bam. That's how you do it. American citizen. Prove it. That is how you prove it. That's okay. You just showed me that you aren't the man enough to take the heat. What fucking heat, bro? You're as cold as ice, and not the cool. Cold as ice. You need the comfort of being behind a screen and not dealing with my voice to voice. Bitch, I will fucking bitch slap you if I see you in person. Now fucking what? I will knock that shit out of you in person. Calling me a coward there, a little keyboard warrior? Look who's talking. Proof of citizenship right here. You see how I beat your dumbass argument? You don't believe me that I'm an American citizen? Bam! There it is. There it is. Go ahead. Beat that argument. Yeah, they can scam this bitch and it's not going to say fake. I can guarantee you that. And all the stamps that I have in here of coming in and out of the country, they're not fake either, bitch. You might not like it. You might be jealous, but my friends, here it is right here. Go ahead, beat that argument. See, I say I'm an American citizen. Bam. You say you're an American citizen. Where's your proof? Where is your proof? Huh. Save America Act. Save America Act. Deep state is the fucking Democrats, you dumbass. Fucking, foreigners coming into our conservative chats, acting like they fucking know how to speak English or what they're talking about. Get your little bitch ass out of my chat. You don't belong here. It's for Americans. Foreigners telling me to learn my language. Go ahead. Debate me. See, you libtards say you're a citizen. Huh. Prove it. I say I'm an American citizen. Prove it. Bam! Nobody's going to break my stride. Nobody's going to slow me down. Oh, no. I got to keep on moving. House. Come on. Prove me wrong. Brian, you know what I love? All my members, all my brothers and sisters. You know what I love? when the libtards come into my channel, especially the ones that don't know me, especially the ones that miss my lives from Honduras. How the hell did I fly internationally? How have I gone to Mexico without papers? Yeah, You know what I do when I come to this country? They don't even scan my passport anymore. They scan my face. Welcome back home, Mr. Herrera. Go ahead. Let's see. Brother, you literally don't know what is a constitution. Shut the hell up. You're a little bitch. The Constitution belongs to American citizens. Anybody that is under the jurisdiction of the United States of America, that's who the Constitution belongs to. Now shut up. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Human rights are not the same as legal rights. Now shut up. You don't even know the difference between a privilege and a right, bitch. It is a privilege to have a right. Again, very simple argument. You say you're an American citizen. No proof. I say I'm an American citizen. I got proof. Beat me, bitch. Beat me. Beat me in my argument. You're an American citizen. Show me. I'm an American citizen. I show you. There it is. Scan this bitch. Why don't you and I, let's go down to Mexico. Just you and me. You live in Cali. You little bitch ass over there. You live in Cali. Let's you and me drive through Mexico. I'm going to have my passport and my enhanced license, and then you can go ahead and tell immigration, the Mexican federales, that you are an American citizen, and don't show them proof. What about that? Man! Welcome to the Dennis Herrera Show, where we speak the truth. It's a privilege to be an American citizen, I'll tell you that right now. And it is my right to vote. So prove to me that you have the privilege of being an American citizen. And then I'll tell you that you have the right to vote. Habla español, amigo? Serenity, kiss my ass, bro. You don't have shit on me, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get out of here. Sorry, libtards, I want you to learn. I want you to learn from this idiot. Do you see their argument? Can you see why we tell you to use common sense? Mi Victeo Española. No, there's no need. There's no need. No, go ahead. Answer the question. Answer the question, and I'll have you call in. Prove to me that you're an American citizen. How would you do that? How would you prove to me that you are an American citizen? You know the fucking answer. That's why you keep deflecting. I want you to say it. How would you prove to me that you're an American citizen? Do you know why? You know why ICE agents are out there looking at people that look like me? Because this is a country of migrants. And anybody that looks like me and they don't speak English, well, chances are they're not here legally. Maybe they are. But this is why you have to prove it. So go ahead. Let me see. I would prove it to you by showing you my ID. Give you my birth certificate or my social security. Thank you so much. Now, why is there a problem with the Save America Act? There is no problem, is there? You know what I get on my channel a lot? I get a lot of libtards that come in here, and they always say, "Oh, Dennis, did you serve in the military?" They think they're all high and mighty because they fucking went and got paid to be in the military. They went to the military to get an education, not to fight for this country for the love that they have for the country, but just for their own selfish benefit. Still, thanks all the veterans for their service. All of you veterans that follow me, you know how much I love you guys. With that being said, you don't have to go fight in a war. You don't have to go on a tour in Iraq, in the Gulf. You don't have to do all those things. All you have to do as an American citizen, and I'm going to tell you, illegal immigrants puts all of you little bitch-ass libtards to shame. All you got to do is go get your birth certificate, which you already have. Don't play stupid. But if you don't have it, you can go and get it. Get your birth certificate. Go get yourself a passport. Try not to drink beer for a little bit. Don't buy smokes for a couple of weeks. You can afford a passport. And then, once you get that, congratulations. Congratulations. You are truly shown that you are an American. Now, with that being said, an illegal immigrant, unbelievable. Thank you, big bro. Unbelievable. Think about this. I have a lot of pride on having the privilege of having been given the privilege to become an American citizen of this great nation of the United States of America. I paid $570 for my green card. And then I paid about $800 to get my citizenship. Have not spent one day illegal in this country. Illegal immigrants sell their homes, their properties. They spend thousands and thousands of dollars coming to this country illegally. I got more respect for them than you fucking libtards. I wish there was a program that we can grab libtard communists, pieces of shits, the scum of the United States like you, bitch ass, and take your citizenship and give it to Pedro. Because Pedro is going to work for himself and he's going to hire other Latinos who can have the citizenship of another libtard that hates this country. That's right, you are a communist. You're a little bitch. Serenity, I'm sorry, bro. You got to earn my respect. You have none. I gave you a chance. You know what the problem is with me? I am very vengeful. Some things, I can't let them go. And you fucked up the last time that I allowed you to call me in. So fuck you very much, but we're not doing that again. President Trump is the same way. I understand him. If you are like me, you understand President Trump. He doesn't forget 9/11. He doesn't forget you fucking libtards celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. He doesn't forget Nicolas Maduro saying, "Come and get me, you fucking coward." Well, he went and got him, didn't he? President Trump is very vengeful, and so am I. Here's the difference. Something that you libtards don't understand. See, I can have all this animosity against you because you pissed me off. You betrayed me. You insulted me without even earning the right to insult me. And I don't forget. And I got that chip that just can't get rid of it. And you don't have to apologize. Show me. And all that animosity disappears. You don't even have to apologize. It disappears. President Trump is doing just that. President Trump is saying, oh yeah, Iranian regime, what you say? Kill me? Your ass is mine. Boom, boom, boom. Strike after strike after strike after strike. We are going to bomb the shit out of you, and he is bombing the shit out of them. And guess how it goes away? You make a deal. You don't apologize. You just stop it with your nuclear and hateful madness. President Trump, J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, please, low energy jab is on President Trump's side. Tulsi Gabbard, all of these people that talk so much shit about Trump, and Trump went downtown and insulted the shit out of them and went crazy on them and rah, rah, rah. You know what? They're working right next to him. You know what they say? Shit, I was wrong about Trump. He truly is a great guy. And the way you're judging me right now, I understand. But fuck you very much. I don't give a shit. President Trump would pull out all of the military, the whole Navy, everything will be done if the Iranian regime says, okay, no more chanting death to America, no nuclear weapons, no more attacking Israel. High five. That's how we are. That's how we are. Libtards, apologize right now. Apologize. Listen, if you are not a libtard and you get offended by that, I understand why you get offended. But I want you to listen to this. Whenever I was forced to apologize, I never meant it. I never meant it. So you can say that I'm a liar with that chance. I never meant it. But when I see the change on the people, it almost doesn't matter what they've done to me. I forgive very easy. Let me tell you this. You guys already know this story. My older brother, I'm the last one of 5. My older brother hated me since the day that I was born. He told me the reason. He physically abused me, beat me with anything he can think of. He tortured me with electricity, beat me down so hard I couldn't even get up, shaking, bleeding, whooped like somebody that hates a slave. Horribly bad. Starved me weeks at a time. The guy hated me. Made my childhood a living hell when I was around him. Today, I got nothing but love for him. And I kiss him, and I hug him, and I tell him how much I love him. See, decades ago, he came to me and he apologized. He confessed to me that he hated me when I was a child. But he didn't just apologize. He just didn't treat me bad at all anymore. And I forgave him. I forgave him because of me. That is the best selfish reasons that I have in my life. I forgive people because of me. And I have fought for my brother. I have kicked someone's ass to defend my brother. I have beat the legacy media to defend my brother. You don't fucking know shit about me. Hey, Don, how are you, brother? I got a gift that I want to give you next time I see you, okay? I forget what this guy's name was. But he was a black dude. He was sort of some sort of reporter, investigative reporter. God, I can't remember his name. Jackson? No. Water? No. I can't remember the name of him. But he was slandering my brother. And I went directly and addressed him and boom, 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 boom. Left my brother alone. Tried that shit with me again. So, I am very easy to forgive. I forgive people very easily. But not because they apologize. I gotta see the change in them. I always tell people, don't apologize to me. Show me that you're not that asshole anymore. That's all I say. I'm going to tell you, man, whether you believe me or not, it is irrelevant. I do love you. But I got to put you in your place when you're lying to me. Prove that you're an American citizen. It is your duty. You have a right and a privilege. Show us how American you are and prove to the world that you are an American citizen. Go get your passport. Stop making excuses. Don't be a little bitch. Nobody likes little bitches. With that being said, hey, listen, I got to go have lunch with my wife. I love you all. I will see you on the next one. Probably from Mobile One. You know what I'm talking about? I might see you from the car. I will go ahead and talk with you. I will allow you to call in. We'll see. We'll see. I got to go spend some time with the missus. She wants to have lunch together. Hey, God bless you, Patriots. Speaking of my missus. Baby, I'm just finishing up right here. I will see you in a little bit. All right, guys, I'll see you all on the next one. Thank you so much for being here on the Dennis Herrera Show. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless the USA. And be proud to be an American. Proof of citizenship. Be proud, American. Be proud to be an American citizen. Show it to the world.